A little bit more on the opponents here. King Empire Esports is going to be off the screen here. They played a very, very long game yesterday, but today they are back to showcase us some new things. But in case you're wondering here, they're not going to be having X-Wing in the roster. They're going to have Bitter, and yesterday he was doing pretty, really well. Sasa, Dato, Smooth, Vidra, Suzuki looks so comfortable in yesterday's games.
King Empire ran into a bit of an issue later on in the regular season where it seemed obvious that the way you play around his team is by banning out the pocket picks. The Benedetta from Smooth, the Novaria from Deto, Grok away from X-Wing. But I think with the introduction of Viter, as well as a little bit more practice under the hood, they definitely look a lot cleaner. It seems like they're able to play more aggressive early on, which is another weakness that they had during the regular season too. So perhaps they are in a much better spot now to potentially take a game away from the Red Giants.
And to expand on that point, Staffa, I think one of the biggest difference between having X-Wing and Vita for KGE was the fact that X-Wing, even if you give him heroes that can set up fights like Arlet, Edith, for example, there's this, it feels like you are still lacking that aggression, right? That initiative that doesn't exist in X-Wing. Perhaps that comes down to the shot calling, but Vita changed that around.
I think when it comes to the play styles here, it was very apparent after watching Viter's gameplay yesterday is that he prioritized on the macro aspect of the game, whereas X-Wing is looking to disrupt a little bit more and be offensive. And because of the most recent patch, where the first 2 minutes are going to be very difficult to invade, it feels like X-Wing would not be able to utilize that potential. But again, you can see up on screen as well, we've got the MPL Benedetta skin going to be showing you some very, very cool overlays, or what do you say, graphics or animation, because we are going to be jumping into the drafts right here, right now. It is going to be SRG on the red side, sorry, on the blue side, and King Empire on the blue side. Forgive me, you know, like they're wearing
got confused because they're wearing red and you know what? He's wearing blue.
I like this a lot. I like this from Coach Arcadia because Benedetta, that one's a no-brainer, right? We can put that aside. We're never going to see Smooth play Benedetta ever in the playoffs. But Edith and Arlet, those were the two picks I just brought up, right? Something that allowed KG to be proactive. SRG, they want to eliminate Vita's potential to set up these fights.
And the fact is, they've actually allowed the Novaria through as well. This has been like 100% ban against Deto specifically. So perhaps Deto will finally get to pick it up himself as King Empire ban out the chip. Red Giants going for the Moscow first pick.
Okay, this is going to be a comfort pick coming from Selangor Red Giants, and at the same time as well, you know what's really surprising for me is that when we talk about this meta hero chips, right, it was buffed really, really hard, and a lot of the roamers hasn't been able to adapt to this hero itself, because when it comes to new hero, who is comfortable using it as of now? And so far, the only two players that really, really stand out throughout the entire regular season is Zorn as well as Viter. No one else has played chips to its full potential. And on top of it all, and there were times where SRG had the chips open up in their favor, Yums didn't even pick it.
Yeah, I think they are just very comfortable with what they have, right? I was looking at the Yuzhong first phase from KG. That was a focus that they really emphasized in that last game against Toadup, where they realized that, man, we need Smooth to have a good game, and when he gets a good game, we get a good game. This Yuzhong first pick is something that I think would be more exclusive to KGE, but also you put Baksa in the equation with the recent changes to the jungle, it makes KGE's early game a bit more robust.
And it's a hero that worked very well for them, considering that Sunsujin did end up going all 5 games with the Baxia.
Yeah.
So, hey, he's got a lot of practice with it on this stage. Why not bring it to bear? It should be quite effective as well, since we know that Red Giants as a team tends to snowball throughout the early game. So by picking up fighting heroes, King Empire have a better chance. But they're gonna have to deal with the Matilda and Fredrin.
I like this. Just Fredrin Matilda, you make an immobile tank a lot more mobile, and you have the Moskov that you don't really have to worry about. We've seen iterations, right? The Guiding Wind, Appraisal's Wrath, Guiding Wind into Energy Eruption, something that SRG is very great with. And you even pointed out in one of the games that Yums is one of the premier Matilda players.
Yeah, and speaking of Premier as well, to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that SRG is deciding to put him on the Matilda this time, considering that he has a track record to become very, very impressive, right? From time to time we hear the Cho, but something is happening here, because I'm hearing a little bit of a breaking noise, because I think KGE has decided to go for the Claude instead of the Natan. Wait a minute, this is not what I was expecting coming from King Empire. And you know what's really surprising about this? They did not prioritize on Dato's heroes as well.
I'm surprised they went for the Claude, I agree. I was expecting a Natan for Sasa. That felt like the more direct choice for Ryzen. But Of course, there's a fun fact for SRG. The Selangor Red Giants have only lost 2 Lords in the regular season.
That's an insane number.
Okay.
Only losing 2 Lords. Like, we knew that they had won every single game in the regular season up until this point, but only losing 2 Lords on top of that is a crazy statistic and shows how dominating they have been overall.
Let's emphasize on the statistics, right? So they played 9 teams, so 9, and they 2-0 all of them. So a total of 18 matches, and they've only lost 2 Lords.
Some matches have more than 1 Lord, right? If you put it in
Yeah,
perspective.
so that's kind of insane.
But I mean, Smooth also has a great stat. Currently the highest first blood in MPL MY Season 13 with 7 to his name. That is crazy. You give him Yuzong, that amps up the potential of him achieving that.
I hate these stats.
You hate the
Why?
stat.
Yeah.
I hate the stats because of the fact that, for a person who have never watched how Smooth has been playing, okay, King Empire might be the ones that actually emphasize on just ganking on the XP lane. But no, most of this time, Smooth is solo killing on his own.
Yeah, he is getting those first bloods through 1v1 duels overall. I mean, he used to be called Lord Smooth a long time ago. SRG's only lost 2 Lords. Maybe this time they lose to a Lord. But they've only lost an average of 1.94 turrets on top of that as well. So, yeah, the numbers on SRG are just crazy.
I'll do one better. I think they only lost 1 inhibitor in the entire regular season.
They
so
did.
Let that sink in.
Let's talk about this here. What about Lord Dato? Because think about this, he's never made it past the first stage of playoffs. Think about this.
That's true.
Now he's finally won a single game. So it's like improvements, but again,
he's made it to the double elims, right? That's a step
that's
forward.
a big step, yeah.
We also have to talk about Deto's Lord, who stole the Lord.
Deto's mini Lord, like, and Lord's cousin taking Lord.
Well, in this case, Dato is the guy that just does it, Like, some of us were joking as well. Maybe he should apply to Homeboys, because Homeboys' requirement to join the team is pretty much everybody's gotta, take turns to steal the Lord, man. Every single row has done it, but he has done it on a different level. He's played it on the mage, he stole the entire series, and guess what? He stole a Lord while being dead.
Yeah, because he had his own Lord.
I mean, you get the Vexana, right? I think it's very straightforward that this Vexana gets picked up. I think it's good that KG is moving away from Novaria. Now you have different options. I'm looking at SRG, I'm looking at the XP lane. It could be a Barras angle since you have the Matilda to compensate for it. Yes, you are dealing with a Yuzong, but you are always going to be that brick one. This could be that protect President Innocent. But they're actually going to switch it up. They go for the Paquito Cram.
The Paquito on Cram, an interesting choice here. Me leaning to a slightly more aggressive EXP lane. Gonna be looking for a mage now. Stormy would typically gravitate towards something like the Valentina, I guess, in this situation, since the Loi is already banned out. But we will see if that is what the Red Giants go for. Right now, King Empire have a pretty solid early to mid game. They're setting up the scale
Aurora.
on this Claude, but
It's Aurora. I recognize that voice line anywhere.
I think this is good for SRG. Like, think about this, right? Like, they need a way to kite with KGE, but wow! They bring in the Tigre for Veeder. You're the most annoying roamer in all ranked games. High elo, mythical glory games. It's just like people just don't want to play with Tigre. And for King Empire to bring it out, wow.
This is such a fast-paced draft from SRG, right? We already have Paquito, we have Moskov, who has global presence, Matilda to bring it around the map. But Aurora, some people might not remember this, she can stop turrets from firing. So tower dives is going to be a thing if SRG gets going.
Yeah, I'm 100% expecting tower dives coming in from the Red Giants here, because that really is the main reason you would go Aurora over any other typical mid lane pick. So we're going to be jumping into game 1 very, very soon. I think it's going to be very fast-paced because both these teams have drafted fighting compositions straight up, and I am super excited to see what happens in game number 1.
Well, to start things off with day number 2 of the playoffs, the first match of today, Selangor Red Giants versus King Empire.
Super excited for this first game because right off the gates, you are looking at this Roamer mid combo, right? And when we talk about mid laners, you want 2 things. Wave clear, rotational power. Matilda solves both of it. Aurora can wave clear, Matilda can bring storming around the entire map. This is something that KG needs to be aware of because your Tigro is never going to be able to catch up to the Matilda, so you need to be one step ahead.
Yeah, when you play against a Barat composition, one thing you'll always have to worry about is that the enemy team is always going to rotate faster than you. But with the Matilda, Red Giants completely negate this possibility. And we can see that Yums is already shadowing Veeder wherever he goes.
I think Vita's going to have a really rough time. I mean, he delays the crab, but at the end of the day, he's forced to go for this early recall. Whereas if you are Yumes, I have the Quantum Charge, I have the Purify. I'm not worried. I know where your Baxia is.
Well, it's interesting to see how Vita is going to be playing here as well. He's played so many different kind of roamers in these past 2 days, and for him to showcase his hero pool is great, but can he play it in the highest level here? Like, I can see all the micro plays that he's trying to do with his Tigreal, but at the same time, is it going to bring a major impact on towards the first turtle fight?
I mean, I want to talk about combo breaking abilities, right? Aurora's ultimate, great at breaking combos. Actually, a second skill as well with the freeze, but also at the same time, every time she has her passive online, you don't feel really good committing fully onto her because she just ends up buying time. It's a free immortality every couple of minutes. So that's something that I think KG needs to really reconsider going into this first turtle fight.
One thing to note as well, I think this is the first time we've seen Innocent playing on that Moskov, if I'm not wrong, right? This is a new hero pick for him, so we'll see how aggressive he can be, because this is definitely a much squishier hero as compared to the Roger.
Well, it's interesting to see how things have kind of shifted because of the patch, right? Like, Roger has been the comfort here. There has been nerfs into the recent hotfix, but for them to actually kind of ignore it, it's just a little bit weird here. But at the same time, Vita very close to the level 4. King Empire already in position. They force the Black Dragon in to try and zone Yumes off, but retreat has been done. Susujin will secure it, and now they're going to try and make an attempt on towards Yumes. Circling Eagle comes in, but he's going to be able to get out. So no deaths whatsoever, but Turtle in the hands of King Empire.
That is great. SRG not taking unnecessary risks. Yumes does not even have to use his Purify. Best case scenario.
But great zoning from King Empire as well, making sure that Skies would not be able to get anywhere close to the Turtle Pit, even if the guiding winds were popped out here. Spear of Destruction used by Innocent just to clear up that wave. Looks like Red Giants are interested in taking the early game a little bit slower than usual.
And look at how far Innocent is standing back. He's expecting a potential gank, potential dive from Vita, who already has the Implosion online. And for Innocent, he sees the Claude in the lane and has info where the Tigreal is. He's going to start shoving the lane. You're always going to be shoving faster than the Claude.
Oh, seems like they're going to try and make an attempt down bottom here, but considering how King Empire has a composition that can just wombo combo one time, but Selangor Red Giants, they do have the drafts to kind of stall this fight and peel slowly against King Empire, and I think that's the idea that Selangor Red Giants wants to do. Just play towards the mid to later stage of the game, play towards their strengths, while King Empire should be a little bit more aggressive with this Baxia.
Yeah, King Empire is the team that wants to make things happen around the level 4 mark right before the mid-game phase arrives, and Red Giant seems to understand this. Yumes, is he in trouble here?
Yeah, he's fine. He is so fine.
Damn, that's so precise at the exact angle. The furthest point of that wall means that he gets a little bit of distance to get out to safety, and again, King Empire just has no answers to commit to the fight. And think about this, they still have all their battle spells.
The slower this early game goes, the better it feels for the Red Giants. And we can see in the bottom lane as well.
Uh-oh, Sasa in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the spear. Does he commit? Innocent. Wait, the last moment. Finally goes for it. Blazing through it. Purify to turn the tides. He's looking to try and fight against Innocent, but looks like that will be enough to threaten him down low. But Sasa could be the first to go back to base first. So Innocent is going to be on the late rotation. Meanwhile, Turtle now going to be contested. Black Dragon being expended for now. Sky is going to be completely zoned out. Yumes looking to try and cancel it off. Aurora with the out, but Peter stealing the turtle, and now they collapse on Skies, and he's going to be the first to fall. King Empire gets first blood as Selangor Red Giants gets completely shut down.
I'm telling you, man, junglers don't exist in the playoffs. Every single objective, or majority of it so far, has been taken by non-junglers. But I want to talk about Sasa using that Purify preemptively to prevent the Spear of Misery from getting the pushback. That could have ended Sasa in the bottom lane.
So far, King Empire making their presence known early game, understanding this is their strongest phase. They got to make things happen, and their positioning around these objectives is clean, making sure that Skies is always going to be punished no matter where he tries to go. It's not often that a team is able to so efficiently take that first turtle away from the Selangor Red Giants, but King Empire showing to us why they were the team that pushed SRG the furthest during the regular season.
Well, as of yet, getting pushed so far. King Empire having this lead here. How does Selangor Red Giants play from behind? This has been the question that Gideon has been asking them every single time. How well can they play from behind? And as of yet, they are slightly behind, but as of now, King Empire Seems like Smooth going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He doesn't have the Black Dragon. He might be dove on. Completely one-shotted. Selangor Red Giants finds a pick. This is huge for SRG and King Empire. They're going to try and make a play on Yumes. Yumes, he needs to get out, but no, he actually jumps into the fight. Vader looking for the pullback, misses by a pixel, and Yumes is able to get out of safety. However, they take a tier 1 down middle, but Innocent is able to trade 1 on the bottom as well as the top side for Selangor Giants.
That's great. Great for KG. You take the mid-tier 1 this early on. Baxia is going to have a field day running into the jungles with the Tigreal. So you open up access to both sides of the map of SRG, and you also clamp down on Matilda's ability to freely navigate the map.
You definitely usually wouldn't want to give the tier 1 away to a team that has a Baxia, but I do feel like having that Matilda allows Red Giants to play just a little bit more comfortably even without this map control. As of now though, they're contesting the Turtle.
Turtle half HP. Feeder getting completely
Oh
thrown
my
out.
goodness.
No implosion. He's going to be the base, but no! At the last thing, he pulls them away from Smooth's combo. King Empire, they need to get out. They made a small mistake, and now SRG will be able to retreat. Sasa with the Blazing Duet chips away at the first passive coming from the Aurora, but he's also going to be able to get out. King Empire losing only 1. Turtle now dropping in the hands of Sutsujin. SRG late to respond, but still King Empire, they sacrifice 1 Smooth. However, on the sides, almost gets one-shotted. But the disengage comes in. King Empire still in the lead.
King Empire playing such a good game right now. Very calm, controlled, collected, getting all 3 turtles. But of course, good response from Selangor Red Giants following the protocol. We shut down this Tigreal. We know that he's going to have a big problem getting close to our backlines without the flicker. And even with the flicker, with Matilda, with Aurora, we shut him down. And the fact that no one died on SRG, that's the best case scenario.
Red Giants still looking to play for that late game. We can see that even though they've lost basically every turtle in the game so far, the net worth difference is actually nothing. And that is very beneficial for them because it means that they have actually been farming and scaling to match with King Empire, who are spending a lot of time rotating across the map. The main worry though is that Sasa is actually starting to do quite a lot of damage here. And we can see that Sasa, he's really been enabled this playoffs. It feels like he's playing a lot more aggressively, a lot more confidently than he has been for a couple of seasons actually.
SRG putting a lot of pressure on, KG putting pressure on this side lane. And if you're SRG, you're looking at Cram and Innocent to do the same.
Feeder, he's gonna go for the implosion here. He pulls guys to the sides, chain combo all the way through. Implosion, no, it's not gonna be good enough to actually get him out. Meanwhile, Krams is gonna be able to take Sutsujin here. A jungler for a jungler. Sasa over-committing, gets picked apart. SRG, they get 2 for 1, and King Empire may have made a mistake with that play. Now here comes the spear, almost connecting Keter. Trying to pull Cram away, but KGE, they have to call it quits for this time.
Biggest difference maker, Matilda guiding light. That guiding wind, the extra shield saved Innocent. He was about to go down to a full-blown blazing duet if not for Yumes and the flash of the Oasis.
I can't believe how much health Innocent got just from that guiding wind. I thought that Innocent was gonna get picked off there. That would have been disastrous for the Red Giants, but he had so much faith that Yumes was gonna be there to make the difference. And now that Sasa has been picked off, that's actually gonna really affect his scaling. Red Giants are gonna slowly start coming online unless King Empire can shut down this Moscow.
Yeah, again, Innocent was literally at death's door, and then the shield kicked in. Well, at least for Sasa, he just completed his Holy Trinity. And when you look at the difference in terms of net worth, there's actually no difference between those two. They are literally in the same boat. This Lord fight, though, is going to be important. Will SRG lose that 3rd Lord in the league?
Well, speaking of which here, looks like they are going to try and contest this here. Sutsujin going to be focused down here. Circling Eagle has been expanded, so that's huge for King Empire. Meanwhile, Sasa needs to clear off the middle waves for now. SRG, they're trying to bait something out. His move, he has the Brute Force breastplate, but how are they going to fight this? Innocent from the side, scares off Dato. He's dropped out pretty low, forced to recall back, and King Empire, they're not letting off the pressure yet. They're trying to go for the spear. Selangor Red Giants almost catches Dato. It's going to be needing to join the fight anytime soon as SRG still holding them hostage here. Here comes the pin. Feeder taking once more too much damage. They're peeling them apart. Still holding on to the Lord half HP. But the Lord gets resetted. King Empire gets the reset as well.
SRG has to reset. They don't have Aurora ult anymore. Used it very early to try to get Vita, but he's a bit tanky. KG can now go back on the Lord.
Very tense Lord fights. Oh, Peter!
Implosion connects on 3. He's gonna drop everything. Peter will be the first to fall, but the Lord will be stolen. The Lord by Skies. They tried to catch his move. He's taking too much damage. King Empire, they lost the fight. But the spear from Innocent. It catches Sasa on the back, finding a double. Sasa, do you know how to play Moskov? Guess what? I can do it too, baby.
The innocent beast indeed. First time playing the hero in MPLMY, landing a snipe like that.
First of all, let's talk about how KG got the engage on a hero with Purify, and then Innocent responded with the Spear of Misery. He pinned both Vita and Susujin together, and then killed off Vita before they could do anything. And that pin allowed Skies to get the Lord. And the rest was just a snowball effect. Sasa forced out of the fight because his team could not support him.
Now,
another pin.
Oh my goodness, here comes the pin.
Wow.
Kane stunned all the way. Smooth just can't play the game. Suzuki now. The Toys were sought to clear off the minions. He dropped down pretty low. Sasa as well. Very low. Tier 3 in the middle will fall. SRG starting to take away with everything, man.
How quickly this game has slipped away from the fingers of King Empire. The Red Giants are completely online. From a game that had been even for 10 full minutes, there's now a 6k gold lead just from a single series of engagements. The Red Giants know exactly what they're doing.
Perhaps the biggest difference maker is Sasa, who just got that Winds of Nature. Previously, he was not able to power through Innocent, but then again, Innocent is 5-0. Even the AI prediction is saying that SRG has a 70% chance of winning this. The only thing holding KG together right now is the fact that they still have one inhibitor left on the top side, but damage outranking is just Innocent pulling ahead of everyone else.
My god, where is Innocent getting all this damage? That's insane here. But at the same time, you give Selangor Red Giants an inch, they will take them out. And that's a perfect example of what they have done thus far. King Empire with their backs against the wall. This Tigreal from Vader not working out against SRG at all.
I think it's also SRG conditioning KG to go for the Tigreal, right? They ban out Arlo and Edith, heroes who have way more easier time getting these fights off. As a Tigreal, you need Flicker Implosion, but then you have to deal with high mobility heroes with Purify.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? King Empire Esports had a composition that needed to make things happen early game. Get big team fight victories around the level 4 mark, snowball off of that. But they couldn't do so because the Red Giants, even though it looked like they were on the back foot early on, were taking very controlled trades. Peter though with the conceal.
Conceal focusing on Cram, going for the one shot. They missed the combo again. He's going to be able to get out. Mistakes, miscounts from King Empire, and now they have to back off. Black Dragon expended, and every single CC was just omitted by one wrong move from Vader. What a mistake. And now forced to make a play, half HP on the Lord Vader, giving the information. Susujin, he needs to run in, but Skies is just zoning him off. And King Empire, they have to just let it through.
They have no
Vader.
ults.
No, nothing they can do, but here comes the stun grab! Two-man stun from Smooth, but he's Smooth, he gets pushed away, and now they shove them all to smithereens. Killing spree for Stormy, and now the rest will fall. Selangor Red Giants in one fell swoop wipes everyone, and now Dito in a lot of trouble. Innocent will still run him down through the tier 3s. Selangor Red Giants with a flawless wipeout here in game 1. The undefeated from the regular season. The streak continues for the Giants.
I cannot begin to emphasize how crazy this game was for SRG. That last fight, I'm telling you, Smooth got the best possible two-man petrify. And what happened? Innocent Spear of Misery stunned him. He pinned him against his own teammate, and that prevented any follow-up.
The Red Giants are too good, man. They're too good to understanding the game knowledge. The way they approach the Land of Dawn is just completely different than any other team here. King Empire put up such a solid performance, and it still was not enough. It felt like Red Giants knew the plan from the very beginning.
You can see the fans, the coach, they're hoping that this might be a way for King Empire, but Selangor Red Giants, they have their hopes up. The fans are supporting, and with just one game, it feels like King Empire, from all the fatigue from yesterday, is starting to show as we got a glimpse on Sasa's frustration and Vitor having not a good time in that game. This is gonna hurt their run right now.
I mean, I want to spin it a different way. I feel like it's not the fatigue. It's more like KG did everything according to protocol, right? All 3 turtles. The macro was great. They got a tier 1 mid at 6 minutes, and it came out to 1 Lord fight, and then it just spiraled out of control. Would you say that KG misplay? I don't think so. I think they were put in a position where it's hard for Vita to make play, but more so, SRG shut them down so fast that there was nothing that they could do.
Yeah, I really do not blame King Empire in this game. Honestly, I feel like they have improved so much since we last saw them in the regular season. But Red Giants just seems to know like exactly what the plan is, right? They go into the draft, they look at what their opponents are bringing to the table, and there's already eyes on the prize. They understand they're not going to win these early engagements. So play it slow, don't interact. It doesn't matter if they lose turtles as long as they keep up. And now let's award our MVP of the game. I think we know who it is. It's gonna be once again Innocent on the Moskov. And what can't this man play?
Well,
That is insane.
He can literally play anything here. Like, guess what? We saw an iconic moment coming from Sasa with the Moskov, and guess what? Let me replicate it on you. That's what Innocent has literally made a statement right there, right now. And for him to catch not 1 but 2 players on his own, it's just a statement coming in from him. And I'm really liking how he's played this. And guess what? He actually opted to go for the Master Assassin this game.
Yeah, it's all for the early game advantage if I have to fight Sasa head on. But at the same time, it's also, if I wanted to clean up stragglers, Master Assassin is a great tool to enable that to happen. I just gotta say, I feel like this game, a lot of weight is put on Smooth and Sasa's shoulders, and they just were not able to pull it across the finishing line because everyone else were not given the room to make plays.
I think they still did their best though. Like,
Yeah, they
Smooth
definitely did.
early on, zoning out Skies, not allowing Red Giants to get turtles. Sasa playing very aggressive, getting a very early kill. But Red Giants, again, look at the KDAs on their side of the field. Only 2 deaths, both on Skies, who was forced to be the pincushion a little bit to try and get these objectives. But the space they got in exchange was well worth it.
Yeah. Spacing, I think, was something that SRG demonstrated very well. They completely understood how close they can get to a Tigreal, to a Yuzong without getting jumped on. And every single time you see Vita walk up, he just does not feel confident enough to go for those plays.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, I don't know what you're talking about, about King Empire doing all the right plays here, but I feel like macroly, yes, they're doing it right. Like, when in terms of team fight potential, I don't know what happened, but it seems like the team just not, I would say they're just not used to having a Tigreal as a play. Like, everyone from side KGE dropped all their spells on the initial implosion, but what happened was Vitor just opting to just shove everyone out of spells. Like, there was a Petrify stun coming from Smooth, there was the Vexana's out on it, it was the Blazing Duet, there was a Tortoise was on. Everything was stacked up in the one little corner, gets completely shoved out to safety. And I think there was an instance where Cram was able to survive because of Vitor saving his life.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at the factors that made that possible, right? Like, for example, SRG being 7k go ahead. Have you ever thought of that? You know, Yoons with Blood Wings and Flash of the Oasis. And the fact that Cram had Flicker and he had the empowered left hook, double shield. So I think KG, they had to make a Hail Mary play. Didn't work out. Very unfortunate that was the case. But if you don't do that, it comes down to the Lord fight. And we saw how that Lord fight went.
Yeah, Vitor has a hard job this game. Like, Tigreal, yes, usually very strong at catching people, but when you have 2 Purifies on the opposite side, and then you have Stormy who has that passive to keep him alive, it's very difficult to be able to catch out SRG unaware, right? And yes, KG are going to drop all of their abilities on the implosion play because that is going to be their best window of opportunity to actually get a kill before the fight even begins. But the healing, the shielding coming from the Matilda was so much that even when Skies or Cram got caught, they're still able to survive everything.
That Matilda is not going through next game. I'm telling you. They are not getting it ever again.
Yeah, it's surprisingly to see how SRG has kind of adapted in a way where whatever that suits the composition would help them a lot. In this case, normally you don't really see an Aurora in this game, right? Like, it's rare to see SRG kind of play a meta composition. But when they picked this Aurora, it's so good in a sense where, think about this, they needed a way to buy time because of the fact that if KGE drops everything Implosion, Wombo combo, what's next, right? They can't peel more than like 15 seconds, 30 seconds. They can't really prolong the fight as long compared to how SRG, which in this case, think about this, Aurora has low CDs, Fredrin has low CDs, Paquito has low CDs, which you can kind of peel very, very slowly throughout the fight. Whereas KGE, once they drop everything, very long ultimates on Black Dragon, very long ultimates on the Eternal God, very long ultimates on Implosion, very long ultimates on Blazing Duet, which I think getting this Aurora helped them in so many scenarios for SRG.
Yeah, I think Aurora is also one of those unsung combo breakers, right? Everyone talks about Vexana having a Terrify as a great mechanic to disengage, but Aurora, although not having a Terrify, has two ways of freezing you, and it includes turrets, and that, I think, makes him so much scarier. And at the same time, compared to a Vexana, this is the only mage, aside from Nana, that has a quote-unquote second life.
That second life going to be very useful because, like what you guys mentioned already, the goal of the Red Giants was to delay fights, was to slow them down because they know that King Empire are going to be very cooldown based when they're playing around the Yuzong as well as the Tigreal. So having the Aurora is a stroke of genius because it not only prolongs fights through CC, it also provides a form of zone denial, right? It basically makes it so that you cannot enter a certain part of the battlefield safely, and that's going to really affect King Empire because they have a front-to-back lineup that wants to really dive on the enemy.
Yeah, and the only downside of having an Aurora is pretty much like, if you think about previous match prior to this, right, it's always been Nana versus Aurora, Nana versus Vexana to a certain degree because of how much damage output it brings to the table. But I feel like Aurora has taken a huge nerf in a way where if somebody gets right in your face, it's hard to actually save yourself because of the cone shape of the second skill, where if right will be in front of you, you're not going to get the freeze effect. But if you're far away, you get the freeze effect, which is very difficult to actually anticipate. But with Yumes, maybe he can set himself up to actually make a counterplay instead.
Yeah, that's why you saw, like, even when this Matilda being in a composition just enables so many things, right? Like, your bulky heroes are suddenly the most mobile heroes on Earth. Your mage, who already has good wave clear, but is compensated for the fact that, oh, I don't have mobility, is now given that mobility. I think certain line stars have to align for this Aurora pick to come out, but the fact that SRG were getting comfort picks for Yumes, for Cram, for Innocent, for Sakai's, that's more than enough.
I think the big question is, what isn't a comfort pick for the Red Giants, right? It feels like their roster is massive.
I got one. Layla.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if it just suddenly got pulled out, right? Considering Innocent, he really wrecked shop in that game. 826 GPM, 75,000 damage dealt to heroes overall. Suchidin forced to beat a sandbag for his team. And then Yunes having 12 total assists. This game went exactly according to plan. And I think SRG lulled the KGE a little bit into a false sense of security in those early minutes.
Now, let's talk a little bit more on the KDAA map and where Innocent is able to find pickoffs every single time, right? He was able to find individual kills here and there, but ideally, most of these kills that he's gotten has always been crowded places where he can take advantage of two things. One, the passive ability, and two, next to walls where he can take advantage of those spears.
Yeah, I think the most important kill was actually the second kill you saw on the clock, where Sasa at that point was at his peak. He had a good lane. He's about to tear out the fight. He's about to kill it, and then Innocent doesn't die, and Sasa ends up getting traded out. That point onwards, it was just straight up a steamroll for the Moscow, and it was very unfortunate, right? Came down to that one moment where Sasa really could have pulled ahead of the competition.
And you can't even really blame him as well. Going into that fight, anyone would have thought that Sasa was going to win that 1v1, but then the shield from Guiding Winds comes out and just reverses the entire thing. We can relive the moments here in the highlights brought to you by our official gaming phone, ROG, where First Blood being secured on Skies was huge for King Empire, but then Red Giants started doing their thing.
Yeah, and it's all about playing it slow. If we can't get the turtle, it's fine, right? We cut our losses. So guys going down, that one is more of a necessary sacrifice, but overall, they also put some attention to Smooth. They were like, man, we can shut down Smooth. We take him down. We take the sideline turrets. This is the biggest moment of them all. Look at that shield. Look at that shield at the last second. Innocent was one hit away from going down.
so close. It would have made a massive difference if Sasa got that kill. He would have been in control for the rest of the game. But then here, when Skies was able to finally get that first Lord, Red Giant just comes online. We see Innocent being willing to dive the backline, go for the spear plays, even by himself, against heroes like Yuzong, against heroes like Tigreal, against Claude. No other team but Red Giants is willing to just dive a Yuzong under the inhibitor like this, but their confidence speaks volumes.
Just one fight, right? At this point, SRG were almost 6k ahead, but like Yubo mentioned, KG threw everything at SRG, got nothing, and they have to pay the price, right? That was their Hail Mary, and it was just not enough.
Look at how confident Stormy is. It's like, you know what, Dato, I don't care. I'm just going to try and set up for you, but now, don't worry. I'm going to hit the sickest spear in the history of MPL MY, and you know, it's weird to see how Moskov has gotten so much light coming into this tournament itself here. Like, we were talking about the Infernal Worm launch skin throughout the entire regular season. Oh, nobody plays Moskov. And then guess what? Leo starts bringing it up. It looks so good. And now we've got Sasa playing it. We've got Saken playing it. We've got now Innocent also playing it. And it's just, you know, nice to see a big change of marksman pool right now in the current meta.
I think the only difference is that Innocent is using the base skin. He's not using the Infernal Worm Lord one.
That's true, right?
Back
He was
to
using
basic.
base skin.
He's using the Purple Man Moskov.
Straight up, the coach says, hey, do you play Moskov? It's like, let me check. Oh no, I don't. I don't even have a skin for him. We're playing him today. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he's also using the common emblem, you know? No,
Yeah,
I'm just
true,
kidding. It's the
true.
meta. It's the meta.
It is
but,
the meta.
You know, common emblem.
Yeah.
Everything is common.
Yeah, I think SRE have figured out at least a part of what makes the current KG so effective, right? Proactive plays, Vida being a great player to set things up. But that was SRG on that blue side, right? They get to dictate what KG cannot play. I want to see if KG is going to pick blue side this time. Because I feel like sometimes they can be stubborn. They will stick red side.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of emphasis about the blue side priority here, where a lot of teams from overseas do like that blue side. The win rate for blue side seems to be a little bit more consistent overall because of being able to pick up that first pocket pick very consistently. But I do think that there are still ways of going about with things, because what I've noticed across like history is that whenever a patch drops, blue side is strong for like a couple of weeks. Then when teams figure out the patch, red side becomes strong.
No. I don't think it's like that. It's more like every single time a new hero drops, it changes sides. in this case, Chips has dropped. That's why now everybody is blue sides, because they have an additional ban on towards it. But I'm pretty sure when the new hero comes in, I think it's what called Jewel Scene or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. When
that
that hero comes into play, maybe it's gonna be the other side now, because instead of one power pick, I've got two power picks.
I'm gonna say I personally don't agree with your hypothesis here.
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's,
Think about it.
I don't do this often, but I agree with Sadafa.
Okay, fine.
I think blue side is still more of a power side just because of the ban sequence,
Not every
right?
single time, but yeah.
Whatever floats your
Obviously,
boat.
it's not every single time, right? It's
I mean,
statistics.
okay, you know what? Let's move on from this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Terrence, he has a long day ahead. You don't wanna
Yeah,
make your hair fall.
okay, so what?
All right, trio. I said it.
Trio?
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh, we got a
okay.
bit of a question here
You're
for
gonna say the same thing.
the Red Giants.
All right, never mind.
What's it?
See? That's my boy Veki. Speaking of Veki, I managed to talk to him after their last series against the Niners, and he did say, well, I congratulated him, right? I'm like, wow, perfect season, new record, you're in the history books now. And he said, we might have won the whole thing without losing, but I feel like there were certain parts at that point of time after the new patch, there are things we're struggling with. So if they're struggling at that point, imagine them at full power.
I get where you're coming from. Now, let's talk about how some of these players compare with the rest of the world, right? We got innocent comparison with gold laners from other MPLs, namely Eman as well as Super Marco.
Hey, Innocent's gotta be the best goal leader in the world, man. Look at his KDA, 15.8. Highest ever in all regions, baby.
And when you're like taking down the entire league by yourself.
Yep.
But I would say in the Filipino scene, I think that the perspective about Innocent has also changed, right? He went from one of the more worst rated gold laners to now being highly praised, not just by the Filipino community themselves, but by the players themselves.
It makes you wonder, right? What exactly did they do to really
Why?
switch him up?
Ugliest pose?
I don't think that's the ugliest bro. She's pretty. What do you mean? Like, how can she be ugly?
Do a Kuyomi. That
That's
Bring us back like
terrible.
5 years down, 5 years back in time.
Like how can she even win? Like no chance. She's pretty.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You see the beauty.
That's how you trap someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's have a look at the average KDA ranking for Season 13. SRG has been dominating this ranking the entire season, and even in the playoffs, they're still doing it.
Man, Cram not getting love, huh? Used as a 9.0 KDA. Check that out. This man's a Roma, by the way.
Yep.
That is so unfortunate to see Krams is the only one that gets left out here, and I feel like somewhere along the line the manager has got to be like, Krams, if you don't step it up and get into the top 5 right now here, I'm gonna fire you and hire somebody else.
Cram is like, your contract hangs in the balance. You better make that top 5.
You gotta hit those KPIs, baby.
He might be able to do it tomorrow. Like if everything goes well, and if let's say Homeboys wins the next series, they play SRG tomorrow, perhaps Cram will make that happen, right? You just gotta kill Udio a couple of times, and then boom, Cram is up there.
Oh yeah, you gotta kick him down, right?
Yeah, you gotta bump it down a little bit because Homeboys is looking fine.
If I don't recall, Cram is actually on 6th place if I'm not mistaken.
I
It's
think
like
he's
just
very close.
one
He's very
point
close.
away. Yeah, he's very, very close.
But those rankings are pretty close up together, right? Like before this, actually, Skies was number 1, Innocent number 2, and then after he got 7-0 in that last game, he went up to 1st place again. So Red Giants are just competing with themselves at this point.
I bet Sky was like mocking Innocent. You let Barracuda take you down like 5 times in that series, right? You better catch up, kid. And then Innocent proceeded to get a flawless game. So I would say I think this game it comes down to that Vita. I'm still looking at Vita just because he wasn't able to make the plays with the heroes he was given, right? But this game, KG, please take that blue side. I think blue side is very important for KG, just so you can get a better head start. Maybe that Yuzhong could be a 3rd pick instead of a first 2.
It does seem like compared to other teams, the Red Giants are much more willing to allow pocket picks through for the side of King Empire. So maybe they can make use of that information to give themselves a slightly better position going into the Land of Dawn. But as we jump into the draft for game number 2, we can indeed see that the sides have been swapped and now King Empire will have first pick.
Yeah, but at the same time, seeing how now King Empire getting blue side, Chips completely, well, Chips has been banned. King Empire will get the priority on Moskov this time, so teams have been prioritizing the gold lane this time here, especially in the second lane playoffs, rather than the majors or even the Luo Yi, which in this case also been banned out from King Empire.
Yeah, some extra layer of pressure, right? Sasa getting a bit pumped up because yesterday he was on fire, but this also means that the fragile Matilda gets let through again by KGE, and we saw how that happened. I think KG at this point, you gotta pick your poison, right? You can't constantly be banning Matilda every single game. You just have to admit the fact that, okay, SRG are getting comfort picks, but how do we play against it? What tools do we have? We've seen them go for Edith first phase, now that Yuzhong is not there. I wonder if KG would kind of fall back to that plan, get Vita a good start.
It's a good question here. Like, King Empire are definitely in a position where they can switch things up and dictate the tempo of this draft a little bit. Now that they have the Moskov, now that they know that Red Giants may go for a similar style as what they did in game number 1, now is the time to switch things up.
Yes.
Looks like they're gonna go for that Edith. It was actually banned out by Red Giants previously, and they'll also grab the Barats.
Huh, okay. To see that the Matilda was not banned at all. It seems like King Empire, they're looking to try and extend this, but it's weird to see how, you know, SRG is just getting away with this, considering how annoying the Matilda is in that previous game. And for them to prioritize Ireland over Matilda, I'm really surprised by this choice coming from King Empire.
The easiest explanation is that SRG is confident that KG is not going to take Matilda, and KG have too many things to worry about. Would you rather deal with the Matilda or the permaban Harith or the Luo Yi? I think Matilda probably is a more manageable hero in a certain sense, but I like this Barras, right? You have so much single target crowd control. Barras, Edith, Moskov, and Stormy gets his Valentina first phase.
I like how Stormy sees the Barats and instantly is like, give me Valentina, give it to me. I want to eat people this game. You see this Valentina come out early, specifically when Red Giants sees that there are good ultimates to be taken away. And in this case, having that Daytona's welcome is going to be very valuable, since it effectively gives Red Giants the Flying Dinosaur combination without needing the hero itself.
I think this is actually a flex pick coming from King Empire, because think about this. During the first week of regular season, King Empire, when they first showcased this as well, they prioritized the Barats, which we all assumed Suzuki was going to play it, but eventually came down to smooth playing it on the XP lane. So I feel like they're just trying to take advantage of a situation that people may forget that he may play this Barrage on XP. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it, but they can still do it.
Then KG might need to consider banning Export right now, because SRG, I think there's a high chance to pick it. Yep, Export taken out in the blink of an eye. Last game, KG also banned out the Terizla, so I think, yeah, Export remains the same as last game. We'll see the Terizla goes as well. If this Barrage has a high chance of getting flexed, which means that KG might be setting up for a potential assassin jungler for Sutsujin, and we might lead into that Fanny, because we haven't seen him play Ling just yet.
Fanny might not be so bad here since Red Giant still hasn't picked up very reliable crowd control, but it's been a very 50-50 hero recently because she definitely doesn't threaten the early game quite as much as she used to. So we'll see whether they decide to go for that. As Red Giants, will they continue to ban Deto's heroes? Looks like yes, Novaria gonna get gotten rid of.
2 comfort heroes coming in from SRG, from Deto himself, but I've got a weird question here because I know that the Fredrin has been picked here and SRG is kind of lean on Sky playing Fredrin. What are the chances they bring in the Nolan this game? Because we haven't seen any Nolan at all.
That is correct. I mean, teams are banning Nolan actively.
Yeah,
they're banning Nolan actively against SRG. But I feel like that's probably not going to happen. I think we want Cram to be someone that is stable, front like a Terizla is now left open. I'm looking at KG, and I think this Novaria ban is genius because whatever heroes that I can think of that KG might pick would have good ultimates for Stormwind of Steel. Thyramis, Lilia, Farsa, Yve. I don't know if we even go down to a Nana even, right?
Yeah, they brought the Nana for Deto yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So far on track record that Deto has kind of won of it, it has always been the Novaria, and now recently with the Vex. And yesterday, 1 game with the Nana, so I think they might lean on him just picking the Nana instead. Which I think I don't like it, but because considering how mobile all SRG is, it's hard to land like a 3-man Molina. Think about it.
I agree. It's definitely not the easiest thing to do. CSRG going for the Tamus, I like this a lot. I mean, for us, XP lane, not a factor.
I actually kind of wondered if they might pick up the Tamus here. Wish I had said it, but yeah, Tamus is another hero that Cram very comfortable with. Should be able to win out most EXP lane combinations, regardless of whether this Barrage is flexed or not. And we know that Red Giants as a team likes to prioritize on that side lane priority. Therefore, it's an understandable pickup here that King Empire will have to deal with now that Red Giants has such a tanky frontline.
This is a tough one for King Empire because as of now, like you guys said as well, what should Deto play? Like if he goes for comfort, Farsa, if he goes for comfort, it's going to be Lilia or maybe even the Nana. But if he wants to go a little bit YOLO, do they bring in the Odette as well if they want to? Which I don't think they would, but let's see. It is going to be the Nana, comfort, Terizla as well for King Empire. So this is a jungle barrage for King Empire.
I think you just want the Barrage to have a good time, right? Into the Tamus, you're going to suffer a little bit. I think Deto is a player that doesn't really stray away from picks that he's not already comfortable with, so this Nana is very straightforward.
Yep.
At least you're not giving away something like a Nether Realm to Stormy. But now the question is, who is going to be in that gold lane? And this is most likely going to be on the Natan. Natan against Moscow, very straightforward for SRG.
I actually wondered if they might go for the Roger, considering its innocent signature, and it has been left open, but no, looks like they will prioritize the Natan so that they can match the Moskov in scaling, just in case that early game doesn't go according to plan. Looking like a very solid draft from both teams here, but will King Empire be able to take one back against the Giants?
Well, it is going to be difficult, but we shall see as the Giants have a very strong roster here, looking to remain undefeated. And of course, with the support of their fans, it is getting loud here at the playoffs as we are about to head to the Land of Dawn for day 2 of the MPL MY playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2, King Empire versus Selangor Red Giants.
All right, let's jump right in. KGE this game having 4 flickers on all their heroes except for the jungler, of course. And that means that they are looking to get priority, they are looking to get proactive, they are looking to be the one that forces an issue with SRG.
And that has been the case for KGE this playoff so far. But will it actually be successful this time? SRG is still maintaining their undefeated streak for the entire Season 13. And Yums even forcing the retry out from Sutsujin already.
Like the coverage from Vita and Deto, so even if there's a potential invade, they get to stop it. And Yums is getting so much info. And that is good for Stormy as well, right? Because you are forcing Vita back, not getting a flicker, which is fine, but Stormy he's gonna cash in on some extra experience just because of the passive.
Man, did you see the speed at which Yums and Stormy split apart for that Earth Shatter? Like instantly, the moment they see it, they're just gone. They're out, and they're able to force Vita back. The micro level of these players continues to impress. And as we can see from the emblems, nothing too unusual here, but I am seeing some movement speed and damage from the mid-roam combo of King Empire. They want to make things happen early.
Well, seeing how Sutsujin is starting to make a little bit invades here, but it's barely even 2 minutes yet, so there is still the penalty of just taking a little bit more damage invading. So this puts Barat in a very awkward situation.
Wow.
And because of this, he is actually a minute behind Skies right now. And on the top side, Smooth, he's getting completely zoned out by both Stormy and Cram, and even stealing the Crab for Cram.
Yeah, because of Cram's early gameplay, Smooth actually missed out on experience. That's why Stormy is able to go to the top wave so fast to hit that level 40. Stormy probably doesn't even need this wave to begin with, and Yums is going to be able to cash in on this mid wave, hit that 4 before the turtle.
And note that Yums is gonna hit level 4 when Vita only just hit level 3 as well. Red Giants are battle ready for this first turtle, and we'll see whether King Empire decides they want to contest this or not.
Well, let's see, because as of yet, Turtle Dance comes in. Vita, not even 4 yet, but they need to set up a play somewhere soon. And because of Vita not having the Prime Wrath, it is going to be a little bit awkward here. And look at Yums, he's so confident just bullying them out. And SRG, they're just taking advantage of this EXP lead right now.
Every time they see Vita use that Earth Shadow to try to catch Stormy, that's a window for SRG to press the envelope. And they're not even in a rush. Rooms is getting all this info. Stormy.
Oh no, Dato getting dropped in pretty low. He needs to get out. The Molina comes in the counterplay as well. Will he get the play? And yes, he gets out. Stormy, what a save from Yums. Vita forcing the flicker as well, but he just can't catch him. But at the same time, with him on the sidelines, this is an opportunity for King Empire to make a play. Daytona's welcome. Gobbles up and down, but 2-man stun into the penalty zone. But where's the follow-up? They don't have the damage. Sky still secures the turtle. And now King Empire, they have to retreat and they will back off. SRG just doesn't want to continue. They're all so low. They've done the job. Secure the turtle. That's all they need.
Man, did you see Cram? He tanked up 3 guys. He forced Sutsujin to use the Daytona's welcome onto him. And when he did, SRG were like, we'll just wait it out, don't need to rush the Lord, wait for the Barat to spit me out, and then we rush the Lord down.
One thing to note, Cram has played Tamas maybe like once or twice throughout the regular season. Definitely not something you'd consider a signature pick, but I always remember it because it is one of the scariest things I have ever seen. It allows him to be so aggressive and he knows his limits perfectly. So jump in 1v3, no problem, I'll do it.
Stormy is like, guys, I'm going to call a timeout because just now I didn't get first blood on Deto. That is not acceptable. So you can see, I believe it's just a type 1 pause. But I wonder if they did get the passive out of the Nana. It felt like Deto still has his passive.
I think he does.
Yeah, which would have been the best case scenario.
Oh, we're asking the fans to show us their favorite MLBB skins. That's actually a good question, right? There's so many skins out there. A good choice, good choice.
Oh, the full animation, the whole package.
It's a clean and simple skin, but that's what makes it good.
Okay, you know, I really like it's a little bit unique as well, but at the same time, you can see the crowd is just absolutely very, I would say very serious, very tense, very stressed. But if you were here at the venue, it's just absolutely bonkers. It's just so much noise that I can barely hear both of you guys. So to see some of the players not being able to hear their teammates on stage, I wouldn't be surprised because I can barely hear both of you as well.
I'm telling you, next season we're getting a soundproof boost for the playoffs.
You know we should.
But that's the thing, right?
Not for us, for them.
Yeah.
Soundproof booths, you can still feel the vibrations.
I mean, I'd rather feel the vibration than not hearing anything, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I mean, look at the crowd right there. And now we're asking them to do an even louder.
No, it's already loud. Okay, let's
No,
see.
KG hasn't roared yet. All right, KG, do your thing.
We're gonna let KGE do their thing because the Red Giants have been doing it the whole time.
So brought out the megaphone. Come on, show some spirit, man.
It's a bit hard to hear because we are on the Red Giant side.
We are.
They're getting completely
too
muffled by the
much.
Red Giant side.
Cameraman just cuts it to SRG. Yeah, this is how you do a cheer.
Yeah, look. King Empire versus SRG. In this case, well, SRG's got the man advantage.
I hate to say it's not even close. So
No.
Hey, they got the man advantage, but KGE has like the spirit advantage, you know? It's the thought that matters.
it is. By the way, the cameraman didn't even only show like a quarter of SRG's crowd.
I know,
We
right?
still have a bunch of them like sitting in front of us, but obviously the loudest ones are the ones, you know, with the flags, with the drums, with the snares, the megaphones. Their own theme song. I think they're one of the more unique teams that has their own anthem.
And interesting enough, everybody knows the song. It's crazy.
I want to learn the song, actually. Sounds nice.
It's kind of like those musicals in movies where when you
Yeah.
break out into song, everyone around you knows the lyrics.
For the grand finals, they're going to do a flash mob. They're just going to like break out within the crowd and so
Maybe so.
So okay, let's put it to the test, right? I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star. What's next?
I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star.
Oh shit, we actually know
man.
everything. God damn, that's
You've listened to that for so many seasons. Come on.
It's like the same 3 words.
That's a bit too much, but yes, I agree.
what's the Malay line?
Okay, to be very fair to the song, I think it's catchy, it's great, it's pop, it's very hippie. This is the last season we're gonna hear it, alright? So
You know, besides
That's true,
rock
yeah.
star, the one that catches me the most is actually Ini kejohanan kita semua orang rock
Yeah.
star. That's so cool.
Ini kejohanan kita semua ada rockstar, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the rap part was great. Heidi did a fantastic job. But again, it's the last season, it's the last 3 days we're ever gonna hear that song, so we gotta appreciate it. We're getting the theme song changed next
I
season.
think it's been so long,
It
right?
has been. I mean, if anyone was like, oh, this guy's leaking something, it was announced, right?
It was announced.
We're getting a new song. So I will miss this. It is a new era after all.
We are definitely seeing signs of that, right? Teams are getting better, going stronger. We have the fans for KGE here. This is where the rest of them are. We got Pose Like Your Favorite Hero here being requested from our fans. I'm gonna assume that's Paquito. I think that's what
Yes.
makes sense here.
It looks like Masha.
Oh, that's possible.
He punched one time. It looks like Cho. I think it's Cho.
I heard the BM cast say over the speaker that it looks like he's driving.
Oh, you might be Johnson as
He
well.
is Johnson, actually.
But how would you know Johnson drives? He might be like a transformer.
I mean,
like,
he has a transformer.
He is a transformer.
He is a
Yeah.
transformer.
So okay. So how would you animate a Johnson then? Like
Oh.
you just slide on the floor.
I'll tell you, it's very easy. See Optimus Prime, and then you just lay down. Yeah, that's Johnson.
Sorry,
And then
what? Can
get
you do that
someone to
again?
push you along.
I'm not on cam, but yes.
Can you do it again? How?
Filipino fans will love it. See Optimus Prime, and then you lie on the ground.
Not even close. Nice try, baby.
If my voice gets as coarse as yours, perhaps.
Okay.
Maybe you should try it.
Nope, I'm not gonna do it. But we got the Amoy on screen, and you know what's up. It's back to the game as we head into game 2 of Selangor Red Giants, and with one fell sweep, no one has died, but Selangor Red Giants
Oh my
1K
God.
lead right now, and Dato getting completely harassed as Stormy takes advantage that he will have a level advantage from his passive.
Stormy just knows how to get under your skin, man. There's just something about the way he's played ever since he debuted here in the MPL, where all he wants is to mess with his opponents as much as possible.
Yeah, it brings me back to what Sasa said in the regular season about Stormy. It's like, this kid is cool, I love him as a teammate, but I'm getting tired of his crap because he's saying that SRG is a good team, I want to beat him. This is their second chance, but so far Stormy has still been perfect.
Oh, this is going to be a friendly rivalry, but it's going to be a very important one. But here comes again another pause.
We're in for a treat, people.
We get to see the Amoy again. Wait, what, huh?
Oh yeah, that
Sorry.
is true.
PCU. Man, you guys are horrible.
Really?
Horrible.
Oh.
You gotta give us some heads up.
All right. I say P, you say no. That sounds worse. We'll just
See you later, bro.
We will
See you later. You gotta walk out there.
We'll talk.
We
out
see
there.
P and then we say see you.
Nah, the ship has sailed.
Yeah, see you later, bro.
We'll wait for
See
next
you.
time. We'll wait for the next one.
But at the same time, you know, seeing how the fans are still motivated to see things go through right here, right now. Personally, I feel like based on the drafts, I like how Stormy is taking advantage of his Valentina really well, right? Like Lofel has bringing this up multiple times now, where each time a Valentina drops his spell onto or damages his enemy hero, he is gonna get additional XP. And on top of it all, if he is a level ahead of that hero, he gets spell wham off it in terms of sustainability.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how early on Stormy rotated over the EXP lane. He actually went over one whole wave earlier than they would normally rotate to hit that level 4 mark. And you'd usually expect Valentina to be the last hero to need that early EXP because of that passive. But hey, if it gets you where you need to go, you may as well go for it, right?
All right. So new KG jersey. How do we feel about it?
The previous one, I kind of liked it, but over time, I gave it a pretty low rating.
What?
This one, a slightly higher rating.
I like it. I think the color is great. I love it. Who is your
Colors
best
are
friend?
nice, yeah. You're
He ends up finding someone without a friend. That would be hilarious. All right, you better point to that lady beside you. All right, because that's your best friend. You all came to MPL together. Oh, is that?
What?
Becky is the best
What?
friend. Hey yo, where's Becky?
Yo!
There he is.
Yo!
that's
Becky's
the best.
sending much love. Looks like the fans has got love for the staff as well.
Yeah, love transcends boundaries. You know, this is By the way, these guys are professionals.
They have been
How
going non-stop since the start of the series.
Y'all want to audition for the next season?
I want to say they're paid actors, but they're not paid actors.
What are they paid actors?
They're definitely high people, but as of now, the game begins once again. You know what's up. And it is going to be SRG versus KG once more. No deaths whatsoever, and KG manages to get a little bit of reset here. 30 seconds before this next turtle. What's the game plan?
Well, looking at the stage of the game right now, only a 500 gold lead roughly for the Red Giants, so basically even as we approach that 5-minute mark. Turtle is going to be coming up in another 15 seconds. And we know that both these teams do have a solid amount of early to mid-game fighting potential, so it is still anyone's game. Cram though.
Oh no, Cram getting chain stun all the way through. Veeder drops the Prime Morale, but the pokes coming from sides hurts a little bit more. Penalties will come in. Cram drops the Inferno. He might actually survive this, but eventually Smooth goes in for the kill. Finds the opening, and this is huge, but at the same time, they have to go in for the reset here. Turtle is on the bottom side, and Stormy looking to try and harass this, and Dado takes a full shot combo, forces him to recall as well, but he has to decide what does he do. Clear the minions or recall, but this is good for SRG and KG, but KG still gets a pick.
Man, it took forever to take Cram down. He'll be back for the turtle, no vengeance, so this is, I suppose, a minor plus point. Stormy won't, just got his ult back. I don't think you can contest this as KG.
Oh, they're jumping onto Veeder once again, just zoning out King Empire Esports.
Oh no, Veeder now drops Prime Wrath. They want to try and focus on Cram once more. Sky secures the turtle. A little bit late with the spear, but now penalties so defensively to get out, but he's going to get pinned away.
Wow.
It's the stolen one. No, not even a stolen penalty zone. He actually got shut down completely.
The chase was so extended. Sasa had no way into that fight, and he knows it. But KGE, you saw that they were just trying their best to peel away from the fight, and SRG would not let them go. And the best part is that Innocent got the kill.
Yeah, I think King Empire needed to just back off at a certain point. Once that Daytona's welcome was used and Suchijin realized, oh, I can't spin him back into my team, that would be a bad idea. That's already too many resources being wasted by King Empire without gaining control over the turtle pit. They should have backed it off right there, and they would have been able to get out with no casualties. But that's going to allow Red Giants to slowly build up their lead again. Already 2K just before the 7-minute mark.
Yep, now Circling Eagle comes in. They're
Oh my
targeting on
goodness.
Veeder. Complete shutdown. Coming in from Selangor Red Giants as they take him out barely a second, man. King
Use
Empire.
Express.
It's just so fast.
I know, right? Now, Sutsujin Doesn't have stacks. They have to kind of defend against this as Selangor Red Giants starts to kind of cut off all their exit point here, taking so much space of King Empire.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit worried right now because SRG, surely you might think that, okay, 2.5, 2.8k goal advantage is not too much, but we've seen Selangor Red Giants work with 0 net worth lead, right? And the fact that they're playing that fast and you see this jungle XP gap is going to be a constant 2 levels until that first Lord, that's something that KG will find it pretty difficult to remedy because what are you going to do as a Baraz? You power farm your jungle and SRG, they're keeping you away. Susujin, he's just like, I need to go into the enemy jungle, but there's nothing there.
It's not a good sign because we saw in the previous game, Red Giants knew, oh, our early game is not as strong. We're going to play it slow and scale up, keep our net worth even with the opponents. But in this game, they're playing way faster, right? They're going for that snowball. They're going for the ganks, which leads you to believe that they have a lot more faith in what their team composition can do in game 2.
Now, SRG making an attempt here to zone off Wither. So once again, this turtle going to be left completely untouched by King Empire as they need to figure out where they should be playing around with. But now, Cram taking a little bit of a harassment. But again, this Tam is just super, super aggressive.
He's so fast. I mean, we expected this Edith pick to be on KG's side because we have no Arlet. Tigro Minotaur doesn't feel like a good option against Matilda. But still, this Edith is struggling because they're not allowed to play fast, right? That's the whole point of this draft. We flicker, we get the single target lockdown, we make sure that we get the kills. But SRG, they're not giving KG room to do that.
Yeah, even the purple buff as well has been a fight for disaster here.
Oh?
Penalty zone on the sides, catches Innocent. He's going to be able to get out here. Doesn't even need to purify though. He still has it. And Free comes in, but the collapse comes in as well. Sutsujin taking a lot of damage. SRG still poking their way through. They're trying to force Smooth to join the fight, but
wow,
seems like they're taking a little bit too long. Cram already used his ultimate, so they are forced to back off. Skies, however, keeping up the pressure. Peter finding an opportunity, goes for the taunt, looking for a snap, but Peter gets snapped at the last tick. Use will fall as well. A roamer for a roamer. An opening for King Empire for their aggression.
Man, Sakai just would not let Vita go. Chases him under the tier 2, slams him with the appraisal scrap. Roamers are trade, but still SRG get priority overall. And that goalie slowly ballooning is now just got past the 3k mark.
You could see the way that Red Giants was positioning in that situation. They were really deep in the enemy jungle. They force out the Edith ultimate. They force out a couple of resources. Instantly, they back off. Then they start pushing mid-wave. Once King Empire splits up to go and defend the tower, Red Giants pincers them, collapses onto the backline. Anyone who's left by themselves. Like, the way they execute on these is so quick.
So fast.
Oh, mobility. Vivator with the stun. 3-man into the penalty zone. They have to get out. Smooth now. Doesn't have the backup he needs. Sutsujin trying his best to kind of set up for a play, but Sutsujin hasn't been able to do anything despite a beautiful disengage coming from King Empire.
So after all that, they only got a flicker from Stormy. Cram did not have to use his vengeance at all. And that's SRG just giving KGE a bit of a taste of what or how much faster they can go. And props to Vita for letting a 3-man Earth Shadow, but that is not enough.
It's not going to be sufficient here. King Empire are quite reliant on Smooth's penalty zone to actually get any sort of AoE engage because Edith is very single target focused, and that's what Red Giants are using, right? That's the reason they're just running as 4 or 5 men at King Empire. They understand as long as they know where Smooth is, they can't be punished.
Now Cram is going to pop the Inferno. He's going to try stang his way through. Meanwhile, Lord already secured for SRG. And Cram, despite being dove on, guess what? One small button is all he needs. He flies back to safety. And King Empire, once again, not able to do too much. Sutsujin left completely unaware of what he should be doing. And now Peter with the damage coming in, forces the primer off, narrowly escapes. Can they make the power play here? Again, the Matilda, the gliding wind, just making it so difficult for Sutsujin to get into the fight.
Yeah, Fredrin, I've never seen Fredrin that graceful before. Just fly like a butterfly, slam like a bee.
That is very correct. These are hit and run strategies from the Red Giants. They're confident, they're comfortable, they're just doing it again.
Oh no, Circling Eagle comes in, Innocent tries to go in for the Enter degree, goes for the gliding wing, gets out the safety, and King Empire, they're struggling to find a pick, they're losing members, and now Smooth will also fall. A big catch from Innocent Vader, getting kited around here. Tier 2 will fall.
Oh, goodness.
SRG again, Innocent finds another one.
Wow.
My God.
The Empire is just melting.
He entropy forward, purifies, breaks Deto's passive, and Entropy came back up before they even broke the tier 2.
The Empire is crumbling. The walls are crackling. Are they gonna fall as the crystal dropping half? It is gonna melt. And that is gonna be game 2 in the hands of Selangor Red Giants. Match point for the Giants.
If you think game 1 was close, well, if you think game 1 was dominating, game 2 was not even close.
It's just too much. The Red Giants, the way that they're playing this is on a different level entirely. Where they were keeping it safe, paying respects in game number 1. In game 2, it was pedal to the metal. All hands on deck, not allowing the pressure to let up for even a single second. We wondered whether or not the Red Giants would be able to keep their momentum going after an undefeated regular season. And it turns out it's not even a question.
I mean, they nullified Vita. I think that was a key point in the series so far.
You know, I think it's smart that sometimes Selangor Red Giants, they target specific players to just completely shut down from there and here. And in this case, there's some teams they focus on junglers, there's some teams they focus on the XP laners, there's some teams they focus on gold laner. But this game, focusing on a roamer is such a rare thing because most of the time it's right in front here. But for Vader being the first point of entry for Selangor Red Giants and still come up on top, it's just really, really cool here. But at the same time, let's talk about the MVP for this match here. Who is it going to be? It is going to be none other than Innocent once more.
You know what? We should just hand him the MVP of the regular season award, the finals MVP award. At this point, it is just way too good. Obviously, it's a team effort, but the fact that he is able to shine when given the opportunity, he takes it above and beyond. That is a skill that really separates you from a normal player and an amazing player.
We call him innocent, but he's certainly guilty of stealing every title available here at MPL MY. His score may not look like much, but having a 900 GPM meant that he knew how much he needed to farm and when he needed to join the team fights. And when he's in there, he just shoots you a couple times, all your health is gone. The timing from the Red Giants gold laner has been peak since the beginning of the season, and he just continues to grow as a player.
Hey man, the season's not over. I'm innocent until I'm proven guilty. And as of yet, there's no statement, there's no official. But until I hold the crown and be called the first king, first time Selangor Red Giants gets a crown here in MPLMY, then he will be proven guilty.
I mean, he wouldn't be guilty because he got the crown. He will be a tyrant at that point, right? So far, he is, 10-0 across both games. 7-0 on the Moskov in game 1, 3-0 as a Natan. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to break down about Innocent?
He lost his #1 ranking in the KDA to Barracuda at the end of the regular season, and then he took that personally. Coming into the playoffs, he's just going for that KDA here. But we gotta give props to the rest of the Red Giants as well. Hume's continuing to save everyone who's out of position. I think Cram especially played a massive role in this game because I want to follow up on what you mentioned earlier, Terrence, about choosing which player to target. In game 1, Viter was focused heavily to make sure he couldn't set up implosions. In this game, Cram was assigned to Smooth.
Yeah.
Jump on this Terizla and he can never catch anyone with penalty zone, and then the rest of the members can deal with Viter by themselves.
Yeah, and at the same time as well, I really want to talk about the itemizations coming from Skies just now as well. He actually opted to go for the tough boots and then going in for the brute force breastplate as well as the oracle, right? This is a build that I think has been really, really popular in the recent scene, but what really makes it very interesting for me is that he is going to be able to have extra resilience, right? So the reason why junglers kind of get kited around, getting focus fire throughout the entire fight is because of the fact that you want them to miss retreat. But because he's got so much resilience that's right from the get-go, especially when he got the brute force breastplate prior to the first turtle, it's so hard to just drop spells on him without him missing the retribution because it's reduced to about 50 to 60% of all CCs.
Yeah, I'm going to also quickly bring up a point that I discussed with LaFell, I think a week ago, where we were going through Fredrin, right? How Fredrin has evolved as a hero. He's an all-rounder. Sure, sometimes you look at his win rate, you're like, man, this guy is below 50% win rate because everyone's using him, but he's just good all around, right? He never really has a fall off point compared to like Baxia or Barats, but at the same time his build has also changed from I'm gonna go Molten Essence into Guardian Helmet and straight to Brute Force Breastplate, Oracle, full on cooldown. The more I spend my energy eruption, the more annoying I can become.
Yeah, now for him it's just rushing Brute Force Breastplate to prioritize with resilience, and then Oracle because you've got a Matilda to get more shields, right? So in this case, I think the biggest changes when it hit Fredrin was that he's got increased cooldowns, and Oracle provides a lot of cooldown reduction, which actually helps him a little bit more. And in this case, players like Sutsujin, in this case, I think Barats was one of the heroes that got affected heavily, where we saw like War Access priority into Brute Force Breastplate. And now it's like you can't really do that anymore because you are going to be so squishy. And Barats not being able to do that means that he's not going to get super ahead in the early stage game.
It's an item build that helps out a lot because, like you mentioned, Barats is no longer quite as tanky as he used to be after the recent patch. But Fredrin also got nerfed in the fact that his energy eruption has a slightly longer cooldown than before that make him less sticky. Right? So that's why having cooldown reduction on items like that Oracle is a lot more useful because it allows him to retain that sort of presence during team fights as compared to before. It's riskier because he's not going to be as tanky as if he went for Curse Helmet, Dominance Eyes, Guardian Helmet. But when you have that Matilda, when you have this sort of confidence in your micro play, why not?
Yeah, I think at the same time it's also how Cram, the damage he took was almost the same as what Susujin and Vita took in that previous game, and primarily SRG, Cram is more of the tank than Sakai's is, which is pretty ironic. But when you look at the total healing, it gives you a very good indicator of why SRG's draft was such a big threat. Cram has his Festival of Blood, Brace Might, he can heal back up. Yums obviously has the Matilda, you give the shield, and Sakai's he's gonna get the Garnet Helmet at one point. But also he heals by dealing damage when he has great health. So overall, SRG from the total heal itself has already outlasted KGE.
121,000 total healing done across not a very long game.
12 minutes.
It explains to you why King Empire could just never break down the front door.
Yeah, look at Sky's healing as well. It's like, technically, you should see this on Yums a little bit more because, he's a healer, right? He's a Matilda, he's got shields, blah, blah, blah. But for Skies to have the Oracle, it just helps him get so much more value from his damage output as well. So I think now it's gotten a stage where it's all about sustainabilities, and the meta has kind of shifted into Enchanter style. But who can actually utilize the best around this Oracle build rather than the usual Brute Force Breastplate, Anti-Kiras, or even the Radiant Armor, which I think is not as strong as before. Like, even nowadays, like, people have strayed away from Dominance Eyes and rather prefer a Plate Armor just because it's got more physical defense compared to a Dominance Eyes, which I feel like it's kind of expensive for the value it gives compared to the previous patches.
Yeah, I mean, Dominance Eyes understandable, but I think Radiant Armor is very conditional, right? People sometimes go Athena because you just block the initial burst. Even when you look at the Hall of Fame, Vita being a sandbag is more of, there's not much choice, right? Like, Smooth wants to be that, but Smooth, someone has to tank the damage and you need to have your teammate start the fight. Problem is, both of them were not given that space. I mean, the one time Smooth got like a 3-man penalty zone was a fight that they barely got out from without a single kill.
Yeah.
I think KGE might have to actually start considering a Matilda ban.
They actually should as well, considering how SRG has been very, very pixel perfect in all their plays, right? Whenever they approach a fight, they're always pixel perfect. They know the exact distance to kind of gauge. And I feel like you brought up that point where KGE was, they got a very, very nice fight from opening from Reader, 3-man penalty zone. But that's the thing. For a Barats, if you're not pixel perfect and you're like a pixel away from that fight, you're not going to be able to join the fight in time. And because of that, it kind of broke the chain of layering that they need to combo against SRG. It just gets completely disrupted and forces KGE in the point where they're just left helpless because he can't do anything.
I think we could see that the Selangor Red Giants really know how to position during team fights. Even during the regular season, the way that they juggled aggro and manipulated damage being tanked by different members was on another level entirely. So when you add the Matilda to that calculation, which gives you even more freedom to reposition and not get punished just in case you make mistakes, it may be just too much for King Empire, as we can see from the highlights here. Red Giants looked very comfortable right from the beginning.
This one, look at the commitment that Smooth had to go for. He committed a flicker to take out Cramp because Cramp didn't die due to Yums. And that itself is an indicator of how SRG has already taken the small lead, even though it's not showing in the goal graph. And then they start snowballing. They take objectives, they take fights, they take these extended fights, which is only made possible when you have someone like a Matilda on your team. And KGE, once you run out of cooldowns, you just have to run.
Yeah, this was the play I was talking about as well. This was so sick that because of the counter play coming in from Smooth, but after that, if Tsutsuji doesn't join the fight, he's just gonna get completely shut down. And even here, the Totus Welcome completely whiffing the mark, and SRG again pixel perfect dodges, just completely just outclassing King Empire again in game number 2. And game 1 may have looked close, may have looked still kind of one-sided. But this is just an absolute stampede by the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, if for Natan and Material Lovers out there, now you just found out a new combo. Natan Entropy in, Guiding Wind out.
Guiding Wind out, yeah. That's
the best of both worlds.
It's too much utility in Matilda, right? You go in, she has a way to get you in, she has a way to get you out, she has a way to get herself in and out. On top of all the healing and shielding that she provides, it's understandable why the hero was so heavily banned and contested during the initial stages of the regular season. But now that we're going into game number 3, Red Giants 1 game away from solidifying their win streak and being the first team to move on into the upper bracket finals. What does King Empire need to do to try and stop this?
I think when you are KGE, you probably need to start getting heroes that can set up plays. So far, they have not been getting. I think that's the most important part. Find ways to start an issue with SRG.
It feels like Red Giants aren't allowing them to do that, but I think we should ask some people what they think about it. Let's throw it to an interview.
Terima kasih kepada caster-caster kita. Hai semua, this is Rose once again. Dan sekarang kita tengah buat sikit interview dengan mewakili ataupun representative dari kedua-dua pasukan ni. So, kita ada daripada side SRG dengan KGE. Let's start with you dulu. Okay. Hi, what's your name and can you bagi tahu semua orang apa yang you buat dalam KGE sebenarnya?
Okay, nama Yin. Saya brand ambassador untuk KGE. Apa yang saya buat lagi Saya rasa saya buat menyemak je kat sini
Oh, kalau you buat macam tu, apa kata kita tengok kat sini pula? SRG, okay. What's your name and obviously apa role awak dalam SRG?
Okay, hi. My name is Bohaski. Role saya dalam SRG is community leader, di mana saya akan chant dengan fans untuk SRG before they start their game.
Wow, okay, interesting. So,
je.
Wow.
Tadi tak dengar suara KGE punya, tak dengar.
Bukanlah, kita orang memang simpan tu hari ni. Esok lah.
Oh, esok baru seru kan?
Betul.
Saturday.
Betul.
Okay, kita tanya Yen pula. Okay, so Yen, kita nak tadi nampak ni best of 5 series. Sekarang SRG dah pegang match point dah. Diorang perlukan satu mata lagi untuk dapat clean sweep sekali lagi. You rasa apa yang sepatutnya KGE buat untuk stop win streak SRG daripada regular season?
Okay, apa yang KGE perlu buat? SRG, sorry. Okay, apa yang KGE perlu buat? Aku rasa letak racun dalam makanan dia orang kot. Tak tahu. By the way, kalau kita nak ubah totally gameplay dia orang, kan, perlukan makan masa yang lama lah. So, nak tak nak kita kena admit kekalahan kita macam mana. Macam itulah. So, kalau kita nak menang lawan SRG, totally nak menang 3 straight, kita kena ubah. Ambil masa maybe sebulan 2 bulan. Memang sangat strong.
Alright, so kita dah tahu sekarang match point and korang perlukan satu lagi mata. Tapi, do you rasa SRG actually memang continue breaking history dalam MPL Malaysia mana you guys akan sapu completely playoffs 3-0 sampai habis grand finals pun 4-0, ataupun you rasa ada satu pasukan yang boleh bagi korang macam challenge dan cabar sikit korang punya win streak momentum?
Okay, bagi saya, pendapat saya, sekarang ni SRG too strong. Diorang dekat atas dah kan.
Sekejap.
Apa tu?
Sekejap, maybe sekejap
je. Tak juga. Sebab kita orang punya mentality jauh sikit. Okay. So, kita ada calon juara guys. Come on lah. Tapi nanti kalau boleh nak dengar sikit lah suara fans KGE. Tadi tak dengar.
Tak dengar. Oh, tadi dia cakap maybe dekat bawah tanah. Kejap lagi kita bagi
alright,
sikit.
Dia cakap tak dengar. So sebelum kita start game ketiga, apa kata you lead fans KG, the battalions untuk cheer kepada fans korang?
Okay, KG. KG okay. Okay, salah. Sorry. Okay, KG Kau semangat sikit Kau tak semangat, esok duduk situ. Okay. Aku cakap KGE, korang cakap faham, okay? Okay. KG! KG! Lagi sekali, kuat lagi. KG! Boleh lah.
SRG, you cakap you're the community manager. Orang yang lead Chan. Boleh kalah ke?
Come on lah. Tak dengar pun tadi sebenarnya. Macam semut. Tak dengar.
Kejap. Atas tu bagi diam sikit. Kita yang bagi yang bawah je. Yang bawah je.
Okey, bawah aje. Baik, tak apa. Bawah kita kasih tahu sikit boleh guys?
Okey, yang bawah je. Atas tu senang sangat lah.
1, 2, 3. SRG! SRG! SRG!
Tak boleh tipu.
Nak dengar lagi tak?
Okey. Lagi sekali Kau kuat-kuat Jangan malu aku. Tolong sekali je.
Aduh.
Okey. KJ!
Alright. Okay, kita dah nampak fans are cheering for their favorite teams. This is a match point game. Pasukan mana akan dapat game ketiga? We're about to find out about. Mari, let's throw it back to the casters for game 3 in this best of 5 series. Casters, silakan.
It's heating up in MBSJ Stadium right now, ladies and gentlemen. Fans of both teams are very eager to find out how this match is going to conclude and whether or not King Empire Esports will be able to halt the momentum that has carried the Red Giants throughout the entirety of Season 13. I personally feel like there's a bit of an outclassing going on here. But how about you, Terrence? What do you think?
I think King Empire needs to figure out what they should be focusing on as well, right? Like yesterday, they were able to kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work internally. But this game, they have to pull in all their strategy here. At least fix their position. Even if they lose now, it's fine. It's still tomorrow. But they have to use this as a standing ground to kind of figure out what went wrong. Because Peter, 2 games in a row, hasn't been performing like he is yesterday.
Yeah, and it's also limited by the heroes he's getting. I like the Matilda ban, right? Brought it out just now. I think Matilda is a core part of what allowed SRG to really steamroll KGE, but that's just part of the problem in this equation. That's just part of the equation, in fact. The solution is still needing to get Vita a hero that can set up plays, and that means that we are looking at Arlet as the primary run, perhaps Edith and Minotaur as the second choice. So far, KGE, they're still going back to the Harry ban. I can expect a Loi coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, Loi should be eliminated here. It's a bit too effective for a team that...
What?
Ooh, they banned the Minotaur instead, so they're trying to focus down Yums in this game.
Huh.
But that Loi could be a big problem against a team like Red Giants.
Unless Deto first picks Loi.
I don't think so. But at the same time, I feel like right now, KGE might just still prioritize the Moskov once again. But I feel like Loi... I don't think Dato has a good track record with Loi. I know like Stormy, the Mage Prodigy, can play anything here. He's close to becoming the king of Mage in Malaysia. But again, flawless run for him. He's played almost every single Mage he's played so far has had very, very high impact in games. And I feel like SRG has put him in a spot where they like to put him as a flex role in terms of draft, just because of how big his hero pool is.
So
You have a good call here. Loi being banned out. KGE now. Do they still go for the Moscow for Sasa? 2 games now, not having the perfect game as a goal laner.
You probably go Arlet here, right? I feel like you need to set Vita up for success first. You need to allow him, you need to give him a hero that can be aggressive early, that has big impact moments, like Arlet with the final slash. And it can be a flex pick, although for KG's case, I don't think Smooth is going to play Arlet anytime soon. But if you first pick the Moskov here, there's a chance that SRG just takes that Arlet away.
Yeah, that is the worry, right? I feel like Arlet first pick would not be a bad idea for KGE, but I don't feel like they're the type to do so. They do go for the Fredrin, and we can see someone in the crowd showing us their favorite skin. It's Captain Levi himself.
Yeah, I like that skin. That skin is so good. Levi Ackerman.
I just wish that wait, if I'm not mistaken, Levi is a Martis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I just wish that the Martis has longer animations to show how cool Levi actually is.
Actually, the animations are longer. They're just sped up, so they don't take the entire game.
Yeah.
I wanted to be taking the entire game. That's the thing, right? For me, it's weird to see an Attack on Titan skin not on Fanny.
I mean, to be fair,
Fanny does have one.
Yeah,
though.
she has the Mikasa skin. It's more like when we see Fanny getting picked, no one uses that skin.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
true,
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I tell you, now that you brought it up, last time we saw, the first time we saw it was actually KG against SRG, game number 1. So she didn't got Fanny, but uses the aspirant skin instead.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
And like, oh, if he used Mikasa instead, he could have been able to take down the Titans. But no, in this case, King Empire do actually get the Arlet along with the Novaria too. So they're pulling out all the stops here, knowing that this could potentially be the last game of the series. They are gonna go down swinging. But when you have a Valentina and Yuzong in the hands of Cram this time, Red Giants are looking to respond in kind.
The Valentina pick was already very smart because I feel like Arcada saw this coming from a mile away. We're letting the comfort picks through, so we pick heroes that can utilize what KG is going to come up with.
I think when it comes to this composition here, it feels like this Arlot could, again, King Empire always prioritizes flexibility over comforts, right? They, like, except for Teto, of course. But again, now having this Arlot here, they may put it as on Vader, they may put it on Smooth, just because of how he's able to play a little bit more. But SRG, oh wait, this is a interesting question here.
All right.
Here.
He got the mission.
Pose for your fans. Nice.
He takes it above and beyond.
That's
Yes.
Why pose? When you
what's
can
the dance called again?
I actually don't remember.
Forgot, yeah.
I actually don't remember.
Everyone
It
in
starts
the
with the
comments
F,
is gonna
right?
call us out.
Do the, I don't know, the fumble jumbo.
Okay, Fumble
That's
Jumble
the
Dance.
new
All right,
official
sure.
name now.
Yeah.
TikTok's gonna chew me up for
Yeah, they're
that.
totally. They're gonna chew all of us out, so you don't have to worry too much about that.
SRG gonna ban out the marksman now, so you take out Moskov. You can leave one for yourself because they got first pick anyways afterwards. More like for KGE, still targeting onto Yums. Now the third roamer banned by KGE, no Grok.
I don't think it's a big problem for Yums. Like, so what if you ban all my heroes? Because are you gonna intentionally ban a Cho? Because so far he's been able to play all of it. But my biggest question has always been for Yums, right? Besides aggressive roamers, have you ever played a defensive roamer?
I think Matilda is pretty
Besides Matilda, I don't think he's played that at all, if you think about it.
I mean, when you have a lead, you can go aggressive as much as you want. Natan banned out. You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here. I think there's a chance we see that Roger again.
Ooh, that is true. Yeah, with the Natan
with the
banned
nerfs
out.
though.
I mean, Natan is banned out.
Yeah, with
Okay.
Moskov and Natan banned out, it feels like they're setting up for Roger, right?
Brody,
Sure, but would you rather go Brody or Roger? I think you still go for Roger.
I would go for Leslie.
You would go for Leslie? Man, this is why you're not playing on that stage.
Yeah.
This is
No,
exactly
okay.
why we're in this seat.
I think Roger is... That's the thing, right? Like, if you were to base off track record yesterday here, Roger has not won a single game since yesterday, based on all the matches. And on top of it all, the nerf
wow,
are
they do ban
but
this in the
KGE... What? Really?
Hey, you caught it, man. The show is the
Okay.
option.
They play Kaja. Wait, is that Mars in the crowd?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, so he is.
Yeah.
Must be that,
He's just flexing. He's got the MPL jersey from last season, man.
Watch out, Mars. You're going to be on set tomorrow.
Yeah, but
Get your beauty rest.
we do see the Roger here. King Empire gonna respond with the carry for themselves. At least have some fighting potential against the tanky divers like the Baxia and the Yuzong. We'll see what they decide to go for with that last pick. I'm gonna be looking.
Good. It's nice. Great against Luzon. Great against the Baxia. And not a great target for Roger. Roger hates the Tamus. And I do wonder if this is the case, what if Innocent would consider not playing the Trinity tank build and just go down the Golden Staff route. The Golden Staff one. We've seen some iterations of that from Liquid Echo. I think yesterday we saw it from Sasa as well.
Yeah, we've seen different variations of the Roger build where sometimes you'll go the Trinity build, sometimes you'll go for that Windtalker Endless Battle, sometimes you might go for the Malefic Roar. So it's interesting that there's a lot of flexibility with him, but now that his overall health pool has been nerfed, we'll see whether that makes
My
a difference.
God.
I had this in my mind. I was like, I think Yus would probably be given Rafa or Florin, but if you want to have some extra boost, the Rafa is a perfect choice.
Like, I don't know about this. Like, I've never seen Yums play so defensively, but I want to see how he pulls this off because as of now, I like the Rafa, but I just don't like it if Yums is playing it.
You don't remember.
Yeah.
Yums was one of the premier Rafs back in the day.
Man, you were asking him to play a defensive healer. He gets a healer. But then again, I mean, he probably is going to be the one that like flickers Holy Baptism, Sasa or something. Which we just have to find out though. But I do like the Rafa pick.
Yeah, the thing is, this is Raf with Baxia, Yuzong, and Roger. They're going to run at King Empire so fast and just stay alive in the fight. So we'll see whether King Empire are able to stop this, because this could be a clean sweep otherwise.
Well, will the Empire strike back? Or will the Empire fall? Match point for Selangor Red Giants as they go up to crumble, potentially, the kings of the Empire. This is Game 3, King Empire versus Selangor Red Giants.
I feel like out of all 3 games thus far, KG's draft for Game 3 probably has the best chance in every single aspect to be able to start fights, to scale, to be able to play this early to mid-game.
Oh my
Man,
goodness.
I say that Deto had to blow the flicker already. This is the first blood.
Oh, Stormy so low, 1 hit.
Nice. That's exactly what we want. You give Vita the Arlet, he gets to make a play. His first blood on Stormy. That is already great.
Oh, one more HP.
The heal, even
He's
not
healed.
healed.
What?
Not at
No!
Oh,
No!
Let's go, baby.
He thought the regen from the Vengeance would be enough.
Oh,
Man.
so unfortunate.
If only he had 2 stacks of that would have been different.
No, he tried. Like
He only had
really
one.
tried. Like, how the heck did Veer got Stormy down low all by himself? That was really, really impressive here. So the aggression coming in from Selangor Red Giants, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Like when you have Yums, he's super aggressive, but this time Stormy doesn't have that backup because of the fact that it's a Rafa. Level 1 to 4 before 4. What can a Rafa do?
What even Rafa do?
I mean,
Rafa,
he
I mean,
kill
like,
Vita.
Like he's slow, but you know, at the expense of losing Stormy, was it actually worth it?
I do get where you're coming from. Red Giants got a little bit too greedy. They thought they could bully Deto out of lane straight away with Raph and Valentina, but they kind of neglected the damage potential coming out of an Arlet at level 1, and that resulted in them losing Stormy, which is actually not so good. Even though they did kill Vita in the end, Vita getting a kill on the mid laner is actually more valuable for King Empire.
Yeah, that means that Deto is going to hit 4 first, and Stormy will need a bit more time. This turtle will be given to KG unless the guy steals
Oh
it.
my god, Veer has just had enough of Yums getting bullied here as he shuts him down. But Sujin, he secures the turtle, but he's pinned in the rock. A Brazier comes in, it does connect. Drops Cramp down pretty low, but they need a finisher. It's up to Veer. Spook looking for the Smolten Snipe. It doesn't connect, but it's Veer that saves the day once more. He's had enough of bad games. This time, he's here to prove himself.
Very well done from KG. Vita again. The base damage from the Vengeance and the final slash was great, but at the same time, Smooth just running Stormy down, knowing that he did not have his flicker. So KG getting an objective and 2 kills in the process, now sending themselves ahead in this early game.
Yep, great positioning there. Smooth aiming down Stormy like you mentioned, making sure the Valentina is not in that fight, and that's a lot of Red Giants damage at this stage of the game. Just removed from the calculation entirely, after which they can chase them down. Vita looking a lot more comfortable now that he has a hero he can set up with. And Red Giants actually on the back foot here in this early game.
Yeah, at the same time, Innocent also losing up a little bit much. And a finger play from Vita, the final slash to try and get him. But Innocent is going to be able to get out here. But Innocent is getting a little bit greedy. Snipes comes in. Oh my god, the side step so close. Almost popping his life here. Innocent still survives, but at the same time, is he still going to risk it here? Yums will be half the heals for him. He's going to be fine. But for now, KGE looking a little bit more confident from the previous 2 games.
Oh yeah, I mean, they have so much more tools, right? Vita on the Arlet. It's just so much different compared to Edith or Minotaur, Tigreal. Your reach is so much longer compared to the heroes aforementioned. And that means that Vita not only has long range, but he has high base damage that can easily take down unsuspecting victims.
And he'll always have backup with Deto as well on that Novaria.
He's going to get dived in. Nice side step to the side. Final slash connects on 2. He goes for a stun.
Whoa.
He's cutting by a little bit more time. Sujin looking for the counter play. He taunts 1, but not enough to finish the fight. A pickoff from SRG.
That's actually a great pickoff as well. Vita has some net worth onto him. That one given to Innocent. Actually, no, Yums.
Sasa forces the Purify. Take a little bit more. Here comes the Echo. Comes in. The snipe is good. And a double kill for Sujin. They finally find the kill on the Innocent man.
Honestly, this is just a very good proof of why teams ban Novaria on Detto. That Astral Echo and sniping presence is so good in helping out all of these ganks, and King Empire getting that 2k net worth lead, getting a turtle. Red Giant's gonna be put behind probably the most we've seen the entire series.
And at the earlier stage as well, right? We've never seen Red Giants playing from behind this early on. But this is a good test to see how does Red Giants play from behind. How do they recover from a bad start?
Yep, and as of yet, Yumes, he will scout out Vader. He doesn't see Sasa, but finally shows himself. But at the same time, he's got the flash of Oasis, so that's a good sign for SRG. But the longer this game drags out, King Empire is gonna struggle in sustains. And eventually, they need to commit even harder than now.
This guy's even got the camp. So, extra farm and XP. But I think for SRG, you're not too worried just yet. They just need a bit more time.
Astro Echo, Scouts Tree, King Empire looking for Vader to start the fight. But they're waiting for it to wear out. Meanwhile, Smooth once again winning his 1v1s. This Krabs is not having a good lane.
Detto is coming.
Good.
Smooth finally being given a proper 1v1 hero in the EXP lane, and we can see the impact that it creates. Cram is no longer
Oh no, Innocent, he made the dive, and now he's might be paying the price here, but looks like the engage comes in. Holy Baptism comes on the Vader, forces a flicker, needs to get out. Retribution comes in, Innocent looking for the fight. Vader with the vengeance, he buys us enough time for Susujin with the taunt, but they need to wrap things up, but they cannot do so. SRG with the hit and run gets him out to safety. They pick one off once again, but here it comes. Take two. Do they want to go again? No, they can't.
That was sick from Vita. I don't know if it's intentional, but he timed the final slash with the Lycan Pounce. That could have actually killed Innocent if they have a bit more damage. But the fact that SRG got out of there with a kill, I think it's on to Yumes again. He has 3 kills on the Raph.
Wow, I didn't even notice. 3-1-0 on the Rafaela. He is the carry in this situation, even on an Enchanter support. Regardless though, King Empire are still the ones in control of the map right now. Still a 2.4k net worth lead, 7 minutes in, have control over the turtle pit. Here comes the fight.
Well, Astro Echo has been used from both sides. Sky is going to be completely dived on. Smooth trying his best to actually kill this, and he will be able to find a pick. Stormy also going to get picked off as well. Meanwhile, Krams on the back lines for close to Dato. They're losing members left, right, front, and center, but Innocent, look at this. He's so low. He's running for his dear life. He's making a play. He's making the great escape, but it's not good. Sasa will be able to find him, but at the same time, both sides drawing blood, losing 3 each. 2 survives, and SRG, they may have lost a little bit too much. Sasa remains alive throughout it all.
Big appraisal round for Susujin. He slammed it onto Stormy and Innocent in that turtle fight. If not, I don't think SRG would have lost that fight in that fashion, but still, Innocent is a wild beast on the loose. Took King Empire almost everything to kill and almost losing Detto in the process.
Whoa, look at Innocent's build. It's Hepta CC Halberd. He's going for assassin style.
Final stash, catches on Cram. Big new coming from Sasa on this carry. Yumes now, Holy Baptism catches Peter, forces a flicker, but a counterplay from behind. Move, going for the collapse. SRG, they need to get out. The healings from Yumes will be able to force them out. And here again, reset once more. King Empire once again still in the lead.
Man, Innocent with the one-shot build, huh? Malefic Roar should be the 3rd item at this point.
An interesting choice, but would be very good to just one-shot heroes like Sasa and Detto once we get into the later stages of the game. As of right now, King Empire still in control of these fights as they have such a tanky front line with the Tamas and the Fredrin along with that Echo. So Red Giant's not really given a chance to engage, especially Cram. He's just being targeted every single fight.
Oh no, Dato. Okay, good call here. Vader now, he's looking for the play. But the Echo comes in. He's gonna slow them down. Here comes Final Stash, catches two. Dato catches Yumes. Now they find Skies as well. Black Dragon being expended. King Empire knows where to strike it now. Susujin looking for the 2-man fight. The stop comes in from Dato to try and keep him alive. Susujin makes the mistake. Vader tries to salvage this, but he overcommitted. But now Cram so low. Dato missing the snipes, but again, Dato very on point on this Novaria for King Empire.
Yeah, with Susujin down means no Lord for KGE, so that is still silver lining for SRG, but this is the best game that we've seen from KGE. Even win rates for both teams, and like Siddhartha pointed out, the furthest anyone has pushed SRG from early game onwards. But still, this Lord is going to be a big turning point for both teams.
We can see that the way that Red Giants have been changing their approach to team fights, it's all about hit and run. It's just do some damage, do some pokes, see if you can set up anyone for Innocent to get a free one-shot and then back up again. That's the way they are forced to take these engagements now that they've been put in this situation. King Empire, they're in a great spot right now. They just need to continue putting this pressure on, giving Sasa the space he needs to dish out DPS during team fights. And as long as they don't let go of the gold lead, this game is firmly in their pockets.
Yeah, Sasa is 4-0. He is having the best game thus far. Uncontested, and you have to give credit to Vita, Smooth, and Susujin. The front lines that keeps him safe.
The combination of the Astral Echo as well with the Energy Eruption, allowing Susujin to easily engage as a Fredrin, is making a big difference here during these team fights.
And this is going to be a little bit tough though, considering the fact that right now SRG, they're playing on tin or ice here. They're a level behind Skies. Susujin slowly moving down to his half HP, the calm before the storm. How would they play this move? Showing himself on the Lord. Looks like they want to try and go in for the collapses here. Seems like SRG, they're looking to try and catch Sasa off the side. Stormy not going to be able to go do this. Echo connects on 4. That's huge. Holy Baptism disengage. Lord sounds very, very low. Smooth looking to try and show up. He's going to try and zone out Innocent. He manages to scare him off. Black Dragon comes in. Skies, he comes out with a 50-50 trade. But again, Dato does it for KGE. They get crammed. Dato, the inbuilt retribution on this guy, clutches it for the team. But now Peter making the play. Innocent goes in for a collapse. He's gonna get dropped. Mistakes were made. Innocent, not so innocent now. A shutdown by King Empire. They managed to catch him as well.
Man, Innocent face planted into the wall, got dragged away by Vita, and then failed his flicker. Almost a 7k goal lead from KGE, firmly controlling this game at this point.
This is the furthest behind the Selangor Red Giants have been the entire season. King Empire Esports making their presence known on the map right now. Vita has been microing excellently. Smooth has been forming such a solid front line. And Red Giants are just not finding the space that is necessary. Innocent even being baited in by excellent flicker timings to pull him in using his own Lycan pounce. Only the inhibitors left standing for the Selangor Red Giants. Can the Empire do it?
They're trying as well. Sasa hitting his 15, setting up with the orange buff as well. SRG, they've got to throw everything out. His Echo, counterplay, everybody is revealed on the map. How would they make the jump? Two-man taunt from Susujin. Sky is going to be focused down. No backup from Yubes. This is done. Inhibitor is cracked open. SRG might take their first L ever in MPL MY history. Can they hold on? Innocent still making work on the Lord, but KGE will respect this and back off. They're looking to crack another inhibitor, half HP, but the minions all cleared out. Take 2. SRG, they need to wait for this. Innocent getting taunted up. Here comes the counterplay. Smooth looking to zone them off. Peter with the final slash, expecting the Black Dragon, but the Black Dragon used to buy time. Stormy getting caught out for King Empire. Yubes now dropping low, almost dying. Innocent is back. 4v5. All the inhibitors will fall. King Empire continues with their assault. How will they do this? Smooth, very low. SRG, do they make a jump? Susujin with the taunt. They're trying their best to make an outplay, but KGE has got them backed against the wall. They need to buy time. Stormy, 5 seconds before they spawn. Smooth. Running his way through, but no, Peter, he made the mistake. Holy Baptism, he goes for the side step, but no! Skies falls. What a save from Sasa. Peter will survive. King Empire, they shut down the jungler once more, but Innocent is still alive and they cannot push no more.
Welcome to the death zone. 11,000 goal lead for KGE. All inhibitors down for SRG. Seemingly impossible scenario for SRG to come back into this game, and yet still they have earned one last fighting chance. but Lord is not going to be an option, not without Sakai's. KG have now gone so close to breaking the perfect season for SRG.
This is a very unexpected result, but I think one that we are all very happy to see. The King Empire, they still have life in them here. Red Giants, look at the AI winning prediction, 87% in favor of King Empire. No tower standing, a 12k net worth lead in favor of the blue side, and the Lord pushing down mid lane with all waves synced. I don't know if they have enough wave clear for this.
The undefeated Red Giants may have fallen for once, as now Skies gonna be pinned away. The Lord crashing in. Echo connects on 4. They're dropping them down low. They're trying to throw everything to clear the minions here, but they're all so low. Final slash from the sides to try and pin them off. Appraisal's wrath as well.
Wait.
Bristol still survive, but Sasa is picking
They
them
done it.
off
They got
part
it.
by part. GG, well played. The Giants has finally bled for once. The Kings are back. The Empire strikes back. It's not over yet for King Empire. It's not over yet.
Wow, they made this game hard for SRG, but SRG held on for as long as they could. That final Lord fight really, that final Lord defense really came down to the lack of wave clear from SRG, but even then, they made KGE earn every single W.
What a game coming in from King Empire. Selangor Red Giants, first defeat of the season here in the playoffs, and it is King Empire who hands it to them. An unexpected result, but one that shows that you can never truly underestimate whatever your opponent is bringing to the table.
And especially when you have 2 junglers on the enemy team. Detto, first Lord secured, it really started a chain reaction for the rest of the game, but props to KG's draft, right? We say we needed Vita to take priority, gets the Arlet, take the Fredrin away from Sakai's. And it sets up such a great early game because Vita gets to do every single thing that he wants. They even got the Novaria for Detto.
Not gonna lie, Dato, with that play coming in, he's now officially the Lord Slayer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man, seriously.
Like, no retributions. You don't know how it happens, but he gets it done. Like, where? How? Like, his first time making it to playoffs this far, for him to make it to day 2, and he's got the Lord. But I'm curious to see who's the MVP is coming for King Empire, because everyone played out with his minds, even Peter. But I'm curious to see who the MVP is. It's gotta be Dato, the Lord Slayer, baby. It's official.
Yeah, man. Also, special mentions to Sasa. I think he went deathless that entire game. His carry was out of this world. But Detto, who can forget about this guy? Someone just, I don't know, just giving retribution at this point, right? He is taking more lords than the junglers we have seen in the playoffs. And just the Novaria, the utility that had good synergy with Fredrin, especially with the Arlet from Vita, gave KG every single tool that they need to start an issue with SRG, something that they've been wanting to do for game 1 and 2, but finally achieved it in game 3.
You gotta respect pocket picks, man. The moment that Novaria finally slips through the cracks again, Detto shows how it's done against the most dominating team of the entire season. The Astral Echo providing information, providing extra hitboxes so that Sutsujin can get stuns more easily, so that Smooth can engage more easily. Unfortunately, I do feel like the Red Giants went a little bit too greedy. I think they challenged themselves a bit too much in this game, giving King Empire pocket picks and locking themselves into an early game composition.
Now, let's talk a little bit more on the itemizations coming from KGE, right? Like, Sutsujin is still going for the traditional build here, Molten Essence, Brute Force Breastplate. But again, he still prioritizes the Brute Force Breastplate because of those resilience. But this time, he did not go for the Oracle because of the fact that his team did not have healers to compensate that. So that's going to be a little bit of itemization on changes for his item for a jungler. But for me, Dato, my man, he is... someone special here. He rushes Durance, but I feel like the biggest problem that SRG faced was that they needed somebody to start the fight. And Yumes usually does that for the team alongside with Stormy. But when you put Yumes on an enchanted style hero like this, he gets completely shut down by Vitor. And even though Vitor played terribly in the first 2 games, third game, he was just popping off.
Again, it depends on the tools you're given, right? If you're a carpenter and I gave you a blunt saw, I don't think you can even make me a chair. It goes the same for Vita and Yums. I think Vita, given the Arlet, and then look at KG's bans. They use 4 out of 5 bans just to shut down Yums. No Grok, no Cho, no Minotaur, no Matilda, and it definitely put SRG in an interesting spot. And I think this also kind of might just shape up the rest of the series, where it's about whether the roamers can enable the rest of the team to make a play.
Now, it's not just that as well. When Selangor Red Giants is on a composition like this, we can see that their late game scaling is going to fall heavily behind King Empire, which means they need to make things happen early. They gotta snowball, otherwise they just fall off the game. That's why we saw Yums and Stormy try to zone Detto out instantly, but that cost them, because now it meant that Stormy ended up giving that first blood over. They lost EXP priority and therefore control over the turtle pit, and that allowed King Empire to unlock Detto, start ganking Cram, which is the most important hero to start fights in that early game. And when both Stormy and Cram have been disabled, Red Giants don't have enough of a foundation to go into team fights with.
Yeah, it's all about those push and pulls, right? We want to play extended fights. We want to be able to run away and re-engage whenever we need. But Innocent, he's getting played like a fiddle this game because a lot of the Lycan pouncers kind of got him into very rough situations. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the build was not really the problem. It's more like KG was so far ahead and Sasa was just fully protected. How do you even get to Sasa in this game?
I think it came down to execution, right? Like, I feel like Innocent has finally felt how Roger has kind of been nerfed down a little bit here, because a lot of instances here, Innocent could have just went all in and gotten the kill. And I agree with what you said, right? Oh, great. We could have gotten the kill. But I feel like a majority of these fights is because of the fact that the moment the Astro Echo from Dato comes in, everyone from SRG has to disengage and wait for it to bleed out. And because of all these multiple instances, Innocent doesn't have a counterplay where he can just straight away go in for the one shot and then get the kill. But despite all that, what really surprises me is that this Innocent is still able to maintain high damage against Sasa, who quote-unquote is the tank slayer. And in this case, SRG's got Skies and Cram, one of the tankier ones, but still, they melted like butter in front of Sasa.
Yeah, the moment you saw Sakai's got melted in like 3 seconds in their own base, that's where SRG rings the alarm. Like, oh boy, our front line is no longer a front line. Our Baxia with percentage damage reduction just got shredded in 3 seconds.
It's an unprecedented situation because SRG went a game without dealing a single point of turret damage. That has never been seen before. It was such a one-sided performance that you wouldn't even expect it coming out of these two teams, right? Red Giants, when they drafted this composition, went in with the plan that this is going to be an in and out comp. They need to maintain some sort of presence so that they can engage, disengage repeatedly, because they don't want to take extended fights against Carry and Tamus. That's why we see Innocent going for one-shot build instead of the more common like Windtalker or Trinity, because they don't want to stay in fights for a very long time. But when they lose the heroes that enabled him to go in and out of the fights, then that entire game plan falls apart.
This time was also a very pivotal pick for KGE, where Smooth just sandbags everyone on SRG. Oh, he sees Stormy, he jumps on Stormy. He sees the guys, he does the same, and he completely shut down Cram in the lane on his own. And that itself made it pretty tough for SRG to really have any sort of impact in that game. Even the Hall of Fame, this time Sasa gets his spotlight. Richest man, the carry of the team. Sakai's no choice, gotta be the sandbag on the Baxia, but who can forget about the best wingman? 16 assists on Detto out of 19 kills.
Yeah, they have been playing a really, really good game here, and it just shows you to this fact that, you know, sometimes with the right tools, they can win the games. So let's give you a little bit more stats here later on. I think Fredrin thus far, as well as I think Fredrin in particular is 100% win rate in this series, and Moskov is also 100% win rate in this. No, sorry, actually Moskov is not 100% win rate. Yeah, it's only the Fredrin that is 100% win rate. And I feel like getting the priority for the Fredrin for Suzujin has helped him a little bit more. And to be honest, I think the Novaria is something that SRG just couldn't handle, because a majority of these fights is because of the fact that Stormy isn't able to zone people out, while Detto was just secretly peeling everybody from afar.
It's a problem stacked on top of a big pile of problems because they led the Novaria through with the expectation that Innocent or Cram would be able to easily find him during team fights and just take him out of the fight most of the time. But again, the problem comes in with the fact that Skies and Cram are not able to frontline. They're relying on being able to survive with the rough healing to actually prolong these fights enough that they can go in and out repeatedly, but they couldn't get that happening. And even though we can still see Red Giant's macro play, micro play like this where Innocent nearly escapes, it's not quite enough when their game plan has been truly disabled.
Yeah, I think the turtle fight right before that almost great escape was really what set the snowball in motion, because I think if Silsudin did not land such an impactful Appraiser's Wrath to bring SRG members down low, I think we probably would have had an equalizer. But from that point on, where Sasa had already gotten 4 kills, and then we have the Detto is the true jungler moment.
Yeah, like how did he do it though? Just drop a first spell, he went for the snipe. Oh, he actually sniped it. That was a sick play coming in from Dato. But at the same time, Innocent, I think there were a couple of instances where Dato was able to outplay Innocent, right? He was hovering around the wall and Innocent went for the Lycan Pounce. But as soon as he jumped onto Dato, Dato was on the wall. And because of that small disparity, it created a gap where Innocent couldn't continue to finish off Dato because of that play. And I think Dato is actually pretty cracked.
I mean, even Vita was cracked in that last fight. He was 1 hit from dying. He uses the Vengeance to heal up with the Demon Mark, and then he concealed to run away. I think if Vita went down and Innocent got that reset on the Lycan Pounce, we probably would have seen another defense. Game probably would have gone on for a couple more minutes, but KG really wanted to lock it down, give us that game 4.
Oh, we pose the question, can the Red Giants' dominating win streak this season be stopped? And King Empire shows us that they can bleed as well. And it's an incredible result, an incredible performance from a team that was very shaky throughout the regular season, bringing to us their full potential. We're now going to be going into game number 4. And now all cards are on the table. Who knows what could happen next?
I feel like, again, when it comes to playoffs, anything can happen. And I feel like if you give the right tools to the right person, they will be able to make it happen. In this case, KGE broke SRG's 20-game winning streak. Now, the question here is it impossible or is it possible for them to make the full 3-0 sweep?
We gotta take a look at game 4. I think SRG is in this position where the view up top is so much different, right? But now they've tasted their first defeat. And it's a feeling that I feel like they probably have not felt in quite some time, whether it's scrims or on the MPL stage. Now it's all about the recovery. Can they reset for game number 4? They still have 2 more chances, right, in essence, but can they forget about game 3 and make the adjustments for game 4? I think the draft spoke for itself, where KG figured out what to do with SRG, shutting down Yums and enabling their own roamer. But if we are talking about reverse sweep, I think we gotta see game 4.
If you ask me personally, what separates the top teams from the rest this season has been adaptability. Right? Being able to switch things up during the game itself is very important. But being able to switch things up outside of the game is something that we have not yet seen from the Red Giants due to circumstances. So we will see what happens. In the meantime, we have to let you guys know that you should not miss the Snapdragon Pro Series Open Final week number 3. We're gonna ask all of you guys to follow us on social media. You guys can see all the links at the bottom of the screen right there. If you guys want to check out even more MLBB action between all sorts of international teams.
Yeah, 2 Malaysian teams still remained in the Open Finals. I believe it was... Actually, Monster Vicious already qualified to the challenge stage. The one team that's still fighting are the Niners. SRG will also be playing. They are directly invited to the challenge stage. That's going to be very exciting down the road. KG is also part of it. It is only going to build up to be an even bigger occasion when we get to that point.
To be honest, I feel like it's going to be a very, very stressful moment when you talk about the Snapdragon, right? The Swiss format is all so brutal. The strong fight against the strong, the weak fight against the weak. But in this case, what I do know is that the Empire has struck. And in this case, is it enough to topple the Giants? Because again, whoever loses this series will be forced to play in the lower bracket when they have to play longer matches. In this case, if they have to play tomorrow in the loser brackets, that means they have to play 2 additional best of 5 series before making it into the grand final. So it is going to be very, very tired. But now, I've brought up the point of 100% win rate thus far. Let's talk about the most picked hero. And as of yet, Novaria played by all these players here. Moonji having one of the lowest win rate, most picked. But guess who's 100%? My man. Every time you give him the Novaria,
7 picks.
100%.
There's a reason why Jetto always does not get to play Novaria after like week 2 or 3. Everyone just perma-bans it. SRG, deciding to let it through after a long time, only to discover Jetto is not rusty. He still got that Novaria wrist in him.
Ooh, you gotta respect it now. I do personally feel like Red Giants may have used Game 3 as a bit of a testing ground, right?
Yeah.
They let Viter have Arlet, they let Detto have Novaria, then they picked like a pretty risky comp themselves just to see how far they can push themselves. But let's see what Formaze has to say, because we asked him who he wants to see at MSC, and the player that he wants to see is Yooms, because he is ex-teammates. They were both Todak at one point and wants to see him perform on the international stage once again.
Unfortunately to say, even though Toda has been eliminated here, friendships are still strong outside the ring. In this case, Forme is giving a little bit of support here, seeing Yooms, can they make it? Because as of now, they're 1 game away from taking a step closer to that dream.
Yeah.
But they're also 2 games away of being kicked down into the lower bracket. So anything is possible in the playoffs. And this is why you guys do not make bets on your guest coins, because it is going to be completely shattered. Expect the unexpected. And so far, it has been surprises after surprises after surprises here at the playoffs.
I would say though, if SRG beats KG in the series, they've already achieved the minimum of their results from the last season, which is top 3. So that itself, I think, well, actually, no. Yeah, actually top 3. So that itself, it's a big deal for SRG, right? They came in 2 seasons ago, they finished 5th, 6th, and then last season they got 3rd. This season, they're on track to doing that again. The bans definitely changed SRG back on that red side, still opting to be on the red side. Bans out the Arlet and the Novaria. They've alright, testing time is over. And even in SRG's own words, right, a perfect season was not part of the goal. It was just an unexpected coincidence. It occurred naturally.
They let Benedetta through.
They let Benedetta through. Testing again, okay.
Okay.
I mean, Loyi was
wait,
through
what?
as well.
But they're going with Loyi instead.
Okay. Pick a poison. Pick a poison, right? You got so many picks.
Okay, that's the thing about the Loyi, right? It's got such a high win rate. It's got such a high pick rate. I've never seen Dato play the Loyi yet.
We're about
So,
to see it.
Like, he's shined a lot on his Novaria, but besides that, what else? Like, he's finally shown his Vexana yesterday. He's finally shown a little bit glimpse of Nana, but he kind of crumbled just now as well. But for him to show a Loyi in this stage here, he's got to really bring up to the table. And on top of it all, now respect brands on the Arlet as well. Viter did not have a good 2 games, but with the Arlet, he was just popping off. So this time, can he bring something new to the table? Because Viter is the reason why KGE is able to have good fights.
Now go back to the Moskov and the Fredrin. I like that. There are some ways to do with the Loyi diversion. First of all, having vision, having big AoEs to engage or counter-engage. Benedetta coming out for KGE. First time in a long time we've seen that onto Smooth.
Ooh.
After being put in the freezer for majority of the regular season, SRG gives them a chance.
They're really testing things here, the Red Giants. Letting Detto have Novaria, now letting Smooth have Benedetta. Like, it's not even them just letting it slip through the cracks. They are purposefully leaving the draft open to just straight up test themselves against these situations. We see the Paquito come out, probably the EXP laner to match Benedetta, but the flexibility is there.
I mean, at least all of us, perfect season obsessed fanatics can put that thought to rest, right? SRG now is just about playing a normal series. Paquito into Benedetta is a very common combo, but I want to see what SRG is going to focus on. We still have the Roamer and the gold laner yet to be picked by KGE. We might go down to the Edith ban again.
Yeah, I think they should. They should at least just shut down Reader's hero pool so far. He hasn't been able to deliver it. But again, it came down to a situation on how they outplay each other in the drafts, right? Like game 1, game 2, SRG, tried to test Reader on his as his maximum, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he pulled in the Harlot, which in this case was something that KGE kind of banned in first 2 games. And when they got it, Reader is just popping off. But the way that how KGE drafted with game 3 was that they also limited all of Yoon's hero, like forcing to play Enchanter's heroes, which is something that I feel as a person who's a fan of or a caster who's seen him for so many years, he is known to be very, very aggressive and very, very good at setting up team plays. And you put him in Enchanter style, it just doesn't feel like Yoon's for me. In this case, look at this, Grok ban. Final ban KGE, Cho again maybe?
Most likely.
Probably the ban Cho. If SRG don't want to go for like Rafa, Florin, what else do we have? Kufra? Haven't seen that in a long time.
It has been a while. I'm kind of wondering whether we might see Yums on more of a assassin type roamer, right? We see him pull out the Hellcurt, maybe the Fanny from all that time ago.
Hey, to be fair, I mean, if you pick up the Hellcurt, Loyini's vision, right? Just make it blind, turn off the lights whenever Loyi goes for the big ult. So
I don't think the Hellcurt is going to be enough here.
Wait.
Nolan is still in the pool, so that's something that I really want to see it do happen. But again, with the Paquito and Redrin already secured here, SRG most likely not going to be leaning in on it for Skies.
Man, both teams really just locking down the roamers, huh?
Yeah, they had to just shut down everything here. So Cho's gone, so only healers are left. But you know what's really surprised? Angela just completely ignored by both sides.
What if SRG picks Diggy?
I feel like you typically wouldn't go for it yet in this situation.
Wow.
They go for the Aurora again.
Okay.
Try to slow down the team fights against KGE. Not sure how effective it will be against a Baxia Benedetta though.
Oh boy.
Oh no, you can see the fans already taunting King Sha. Ooh, King Empire, not over yet. They're still here. It's like, okay, just smiling. All right, just... Okay, great. That's his reaction.
Speaking of which, where is the meme boat by Becky? I thought it would have something cooked up for the day. Perhaps the post-game interview if they win.
That's the thing. He doesn't do it to KGE maybe because it's their rivalry, right? Throughout the entire regular season, the only time that SRG has struggled is against King Empire.
Yeah, showing some respect. Tigro now already taken out. We really are going down to the very bottom of the list. Who else is left?
They're going for the Tigro again? They're forcing double Purifies on SRG, so this feels like a repeat for game 1.
I mean, your almost can't even take Purify, right? I mean, who else? Ruby on Yums? I mean, Yums has played Ruby before.
Yeah, he can.
There is still an option.
He should. Yeah, maybe he should.
Ruby,
What
Kufra,
is
I don't
there?
know.
Kufra's not bad. Minzatar maybe if you really want to lock down the
I mean,
Benedetta.
you bring out the Todak side of Yums, probably was
Benny roam?
Hylos?
No.
Alright, so
okay.
we go
I forgot about the Edith.
Edith was actually banned in the previous game, so this time not having the Edith on him here, this is a little bit more doable for him. I like the drafts coming for SRG. What do you think?
Looking at the draft, I feel like KG's draft definitely it feels a lot more whole, a lot more robust. A lot more robust from start until end, right? You have all the forces that you need. It's same as having Loyi Claw, Loyi Paquito. Loyi Benedetta does the exact same thing, right? You have cross-map movements, you have very fast tempo plays, big setups, big combos. And for SRG, I think this draft, very, very technical. Things have to go out for the Moskov. Your Edith has to get to a great start, and your Fredrin as well. He's going to be soaking up a lot of damage this game.
Well. Heading into the Land of Dawn as of yet, fighting for their lives to survive into the next stage here. The Kings has struck back. The Empire has shown what they've got. The Giants do bleed. Game 4. This is King Empire versus Selangor Red Giants.
I blame Sip and Mars, man. Sip is casting, Mars was like napping in the crowd.
That's true.
That's why we're going 5 games. Or potentially 5 games.
Potentially, but yeah, going into this game, I agree with you, Husky. I feel like King Empire has a more cohesive lineup overall. With the Tigreal and the Loyi, they have so much teamfight potential. And then they have ooh, that was close. Peter almost stole that purple buff. Forced guys to use the red tree. But here we can see that Peter feeling a lot more comfortable now that Yunes isn't on a hero like that Matilda.
And even Smooth getting his hands onto the Benedetta just feels so much more confident, so much more comfortable.
Okay, Sasa is just feeling so much confident to try and trade Innocent here. He's forcing two of the roamers to kind of clump up bottom to actually force a fight. They're trading pretty even, and Sasa is level ahead of Innocent. And look at this. It's so oppressive. Okay, finally gets this too, so it's fine. Not too bad now for Innocent.
I think experience-wise, they're still in the same boat because Innocent just hasn't cleared the wave yet. Sasa gets priority on that, but it's fine. Innocent has Quantum Charge. He's going to heal back up.
A lot of pressure onto the roamers. Oh, Cram nearly getting ganked up here. Will just barely survive, but Flicker wasted.
Smooth, man. Like, you give him anything, he'll somehow just win the XP lane. And for him to just completely shut down Cram not once, but multiple times now, this is a big statement. And Selangor Giants, they have to be worried about this. Sasa now losing his matchup down bottom. And with the turtle going to be back on 10 seconds here, they need Peter up. Sasa needs to be careful. Innocent, very strong. Sasa seems to be finally losing out on the lanes now.
Yeah, those minor consecutive pokes is going to start cutting into Sasa's health pool. Even with the heal that you get is not enough. They want to get that level 4.
Okay, Crab. Oh, nice dodge coming from Smooth. He's going to be able to get out there. Sunsujin blocks the rotation coming in, but seems like Turtle will be in the hands of Selangor Red Giants. Getting a little bit too feisty, and Selangor Red Giants fights back. Stormy makes the exact same play to try and catch Dato. Even the spear committed in case Dato got messed up. So for now, SRG committing so much utilities.
The fact that they push Smooth back, force it to recall, guarantee them not only the turtle but also allow Cram to move cross map and make some impact. Now Cram will have priority in terms of movement just because of that play.
Cram now top side in trouble. He needs to get out. He's getting completely dived in. Cram looking for the KO punch. Electro final blow committed as well. First blood for Sunsujin. And again, King Empire securing another first blood.
I think King Empire is starting to notice that the Red Giants tend not to put a lot of priority onto that EXP lane. They usually expect Cram is able to hold himself well. And because of that, there's more ganks coming out. Cram being punished a lot more in games 3 and 4. And by unlocking Smooth, especially on a hero like Benedetta, this is already not a good sign for the Red Giants.
Silver lining is that experience-wise, Cram is still the same as Smooth because they did force the early recall. But again, they caught Cram without a flicker. His flicker will be back up now though. They would probably consider clearing this wave and going for a lane swap just because Turtle is spawning bot side.
Bottom lane, KGE, they've got the whole team here. Selangor Red Giants makes an attempt, but it seems like it's going to be very difficult to do so as the Turtle preemptively going to be set up from Selangor Red Giants. They go for the spear, okay, clear the minutes, but that's all as Sasa freezing the lane intentionally against Innocent once more.
It's going to threaten Innocent.
The diversion, huge. Now Peter, Implosion comes in. Cram gets completely shut down, and again, Peter pulls him out of the Yin Yang over combo, but still will fall. Sunsujin is here to fight against Sasa. 4v2. I think Sasa might be dead. Aurora with the CC dodge. He goes for the sidestep. Sasa is trying to hold on for his dear life, but he eventually will die. Now, Skies will be able to get out, but Smooth, he makes it the last moment, but the stun from Innocent saves Sky's life. But Stormy needs to get out. He's not in the clear yet. Peter looking to try and fight it, but Yooms saves him at the last moment. And guess what?
Wow.
Graham finds a kill on the sides. SRG, near-death experiences.
That's a win for SRG.
That's insane, actually. A huge win for the Red Giants. They're going to try and transition it to a turtle take. King Empire not really in position to contest.
Oh boy, Turtle, Skies. Okay, he's got the Retri. They know they've got this, but King Empire just pouring everything for their play. And now another divergent play. They set up top. Bottom lane, Scoop is here. He's getting chain stun. Nice eye for an eye to get a two-man stun. Electro final blow as well. He's sidestepping everything. He cleared the minions, and SRG, they are threatened. They will back off instead.
Man, if that Earth Shadow was a second earlier, or the armor was a second earlier, Smooth would have straight up died there. But he again absorbed the pressure of the entire SRG team, allowing Sasa to get a top tier 1.
Stormy getting doved on, dropping half HP. Susujin, he wants to finish him off as well. Peter with the 2-man implosion. They commit 3 guys, but they can't kill him off yet. KGE may have overthink this a little bit here. The King Empire seems to be, again, much more refined in all these fights right now.
I feel like we're actually already seeing some Grand Finals level gameplay here. King Empire has come on a line. They don't
Oh
wanna
no!
lose this.
Smooth! He tried to go for the Lecto final blow. He's got caught out, but again, he's able to get out. But top side, Sasa fight Crab once more. XP later, getting shut down by King Empire.
Yeah, you can see the pendulum, the scale's really tipping towards Smooth right now. He has escaped 2 ganks. I think he has a tough boost. That's why the combo from Moskov Edith didn't exactly follow up properly. But the fact that they shut down the Paquito 3 times in a row makes it a bit tough for SRG to make any moves. Smooth is holding this bottom lane all on his own, and he's attracting SRG because they want this tier 1.
Can they get it though? Seems like they're calling it Suzuki to stop this. Innocent going for the play. Divergent already used, but the minions finished off. Very, very good decisions coming from Selangor Giants. They need to make a play. They're transitioning up top. But Sasa, he needs to get out. He's hiding here. He finally shows himself. But SRG would not pick him off. So Turtle going to be priority for Selangor Giants. While for King Empire is going to be the purple buff.
State of the game right now, still slightly favoring the Red Giants. They've done. Oh, hold on!
Mistake. Suzuki, he's gonna get caught out. Here comes the chain start, but he's so tanky. He's able to survive. The toss comes in, but the implosion comes in. Cat next on 2. Sky still gets the catch, but Dato will settle with Yumes.
What?
But the fight makes out. Sasa is on the hunt. He found Innocent, and now he's looking for Skies. He's gonna go for the finish. Appraiser's Wrath has been used. Sasa survives, and Smooth now looking for the rest of SRG. They're so low. They're holding on from behind. Potato, Sasa from behind. They're so low. I don't think they realize this. They want to go. Okay, they can't. They have to back off.
Man, Sasa killed Innocent with the Lycan Pounce before he took that Spear of Destruction behind Susujin. If not, Innocent would have gotten away, got a kill, and perhaps extended team fight. These small minuscule moments allowing KG to come out ahead. Sasa 3-1-1. And even then, KG has not gotten a goal lead. You put that into perspective, SRG are holding on pretty well considering everything that has happened.
Yeah, they're going to be relying pretty heavily on Innocent here. They know that Cram has been focused very hard, so it's going to be difficult for this Paquito to exert too much presence during these team fights.
Oh no, the Divergent play. No way. Just a pixel off. They know what's up. They know they scouted this out, so Cram is safe. He finally gets to play the game for a bit.
Oh, careful there, Cram. He's testing.
No way! Crab, you just saw the Roger! He still walked up, he got caught. Feeder, what a catch. And now, SRG, they have no choice but to try and defend this here. Tier 2 is very important for them for the space. Aurora drops the out. Feeder trying and stall them off. But SRG, every single objective counts now. They're trying to secure it. And they will be able to get a purple buff while KGE still looking for that opening against this fight.
I'm so impressed by King Empire Esports. They have brought this so far. Sasa's firing on all cylinders. Deto, Sutsujin, Viter all looking a lot more confident. They got their eyes on the prize. They know what they're looking for.
No way, they don't see this Divergent. No, they really don't see it. They're gonna try and snipe the Lord now. Wait, maybe not. Selangor Giants. Okay, they're gonna check. They're gonna be fine right now. Peter dropping half HP. He's gonna try and drag Skies in. Electro final blow already preempting baited out. Stormy, big out comes in. Suzuki still secures a lot, but they've lost Peter first. They need to get out. SRG now on the chase. Skies trying to taunt as much as they can. Innocent finds one. He joins the fight. Dato might be the next to fall. He's running for his dear life, but it's not good enough. Skies takes him down. Only Sasa and Susujin remains. And Sasa, he almost got caught. He's able to reset. But again, Lord favoring King Empire. But Selangor Giants, they get 3.
Yeah, getting the Lord doesn't mean anything in this game. At least not for KG right now because they have no one to capitalize on it. SRG, they've cleared the mid tier 1 and tier 2s. Cram has already cleared out the top wave and the rest of SRG will just deal with this Lord. There's nothing much that Susujin can effectively do, not against Innocent at this point, who also cashed in on a couple of kills and assists for himself.
Oh no, Susujin, he's got no mobility, he's in trouble, he needs backup. The Toys Person has been used on Peter!
What?
3-man devotion! What a play! Dato comes in, but they still lost the fight. Skychu comes in. SRG, they turned the fight. It's not good enough. Sasa was nowhere to be found. The wombo combo was good, but SRG was prepared first. What a save from Stormy.
Man, Vita was good, but Stormy was great. That ultimate completely broke King Empire's momentum. That is the tempo breaker we were looking for. 2 teamfight wins for SRG, knocking on KG's doors.
This might be it here. Red Giants, they got the turnaround they were looking for. A 3K net worth lead now. And we've seen in previous games, all it takes is that one fight to reverse the momentum. Despite all the pressure they were put under, every single
Divergent?
player of the Red Giants.
Oh, no way, no way.
Oh.
They're gonna try again. Do they go for it? They need one more. They're calling his move. Cram is gonna be able to get out. For now, King Empire playing absolutely out of their minds right now. One small mistake is what is going to be costing them, and SRG looking to find that inch to stretch it to a mile, the calm before the storm.
They're waiting for the flicker to come back up for Vita. That's the key battle spell that KGE needs.
40 seconds on both Feeder as well as Yubes on that flicker. How will they do this? Because as of that, King Empire, they cannot afford to lose another major fight like this because SRG, they got a huge lead out of it.
King Empire cannot afford to be the ones to respond in these team fights. They have to be the ones to start them. Because in the previous 2 fights, where Red Giants engaged while they're taking the Lord and then Red Giants catching out Sutsujin, it's all about the Selangor Red Giants initiating and wasting resources from King Empire first.
Jin. He sees it, but he's so scared. Everybody knows they're scared. They don't know what to do. Divergent play coming from King Empire. They find one, but no Cram shows up. But as soon as he shows himself, oh no, they're going for it. Here he comes, Conceal play, Implosion, they get him. No, wait, he survived. The Spirit comes in as well. SRG, they may turn it, and now the two-man stun from Innocent. They got both of them. It's over. Teto is dead. Feeder is dead. Double kill for Stormy. King Empire, they're crumbling. They need to run. SRG looking to hunt down the Kings and dethrone them from their high horses. Sutsujin, he is dead, nowhere to run. SRG breaking open the base. 3 down, only Sasa and Smooth remains. Smooth is getting stunned up by Stormy. He needs to run. Sasa holding for his dear life. The minions are crashing. SRG, they will advance to the next stage. They will be the ones to come up on top. They will win this series.
Man, Innocent is too damn good. Did you see what he did?
Yes, I
Spear
did.
of Destruction, he saw the angle and the pin with the Spear of Misery was what really ended everything. Sure, Cram survived, that's an icing on the cake, but the follow-up from SRG is just magnificent.
The micro movements from Innocent continue to solidify him as one of the MVP players of the season. And the Selangor Red Giants officially move on to be the first team to be in the upper bracket finals. One step closer to making it to the finals of the playoffs. But props to King Empire. They have grown so much. And if they can continue this tempo, I feel like they can go far in this competition. Either way, it's time for the interview. So let's throw it up with Rose on the stage.
Selangor Red Giants claiming the upper bracket final slot untuk playoff musim 13 kita. First of all, guys, congratulations. You guys are now one step closer from the trophy. Tapi sebelum tu, I'm gonna go straight for it. Apa yang jadi dalam game ketiga? Apa jadi dengan perfect run korang? Kenapa dapat kalah 1 point?
Actually maybe sebab biasalah setiap orang ada mistake. So this time kita orang ada terbuat mistake sikit lah dekat draw, dekat in-game sikit. So it's okay sebab kita orang dah kurang satu pressure iaitu mengekalkan win streak. So lepas ni kita orang just fokus champion lah.
Alright, I nak tanya tau pasal win streak ni. Since you guys dapat perfect season run in the regular season, adakah satu kekalahan ni tadi buat mental korang ataupun kacau momentum tadi, ataupun memang you guys dah expect playoffs ni is like a fresh start, fresh slate. So korang tak fikir pasal win streak ni?
Actually kekalahan ni satu pelajaran lah untuk kita orang. Sebab so lepas ni kalau kalah ke dekat next stage taklah macam mengejut sangat. Kalau kat sekarang ni kalau awal okay.
Alright, I like that answer. I really, really do. Okay, can we please pass it to Yums? Alright, Yums. Sekarang, once again, you are, dah dekat dah dengan Grand Finals tu kan? So, I nak tanya Yums, okay? Lepas ni ada lagi satu upper bracket game. Mana Homeboys dengan RSG akan lawan each other. Siapa menang tu akan jumpa korang esok. In your opinion, Yums, daripada seorang veteran dah main dalam MPL, dah champion berapa kali, you nak jumpa siapa esok dan kenapa?
Homeboys lah.
Kenapa Homeboys? You yang nak tapi kenapa tanya Gorgeous
Sebab ada Zorn.
Oh. You nak lawan Zorn?
Saya nak lawan Zorn.
Kenapa nak lawan Zorn?
Sebab hari tu dia dah bantai saya. Tapi golden saya lah, tak mau ada.
Alright guys, so setiap match, setiap game mesti ada MVP kan? So, I nak tanya Stadium MBSJ, siapa MVP korang? Louder! MVP kita jatuh kepada... Jeng, 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 jeng. Mari kita tengok screen. Adakah Yums? Adakah Skies? Adakah Rose? Adakah Innocent? Cram? Stormy? Innocent! Okay, Innocent, first of all, what an amazing game you guys ran, and you won MVP for the first two games and then technically now MVP of the match. But I really want to ask, just now, in the third game, you got locked. And when I mean locked, you died quite a few times, and not only that, Yums KS a lot of your kills. Did you get angry at him? You're like, dude, I need my items. Why are you killing my kills? Or did you guys take it as a, you know what, just give them one game. It's just one game anyways. We're advancing further anyway.
No, it's okay because we're just trying if Rafaela can carry the game. Right? I said we're just trying if Rafaela can carry the game.
Oh, you guys were just trying heroes? Lain macam tau ni. Diorang try hero dekat playoff. Siap, upper bracket lagi. So, the Rafa pick was not planned. It was just a try. Oh, I see. And now we know that it doesn't work with their playstyle because they lost. Okay, let's pass it to Cram. Cram, that last game, game 4, they locked you a lot. Did it disturb your mental state? Did it piss you off? Did it trigger you when you were getting locked? Or you're just like, come at me, waste your skills at me because my team can just, start killing you guys later?
Wala, parang wala naman. Wala epekto sa akin.
Hindi ka napikon?
Ano?
Hindi ka napikon?
Wala lang. Normal lang sa akin.
Wow, okay. Sebab I curious kan, tadi game 4 kita nampak ramai orang geng dia dekat lane dia. TP kat sana, Tigreal ulti dekat sana. I tanya, benda ni boleh buat dia koyak tak? Dia cakap actually tak, biasa je. Tembak I, you tak ada skill, nanti kawan I datang, habis semua. Pandai juga dia ni. Okay, last, pass it to Stormy. Stormy, going up against your former teammates, Sasa and Smooth, before you guys would go through macam korang yang satu team lawan dekat playoffs ni, and now you sent them to the lower brackets. Do you still want to meet them potentially dekat grand finals kalau dorang menang game dorang dekat lower bracket?
I hope so. We went to easy game more.
Oi,
Yeah.
Stormy, jangan macam ni. Okay, Gorgeous? Gorgeous, ada last words tak kepada fans, kepada orang yang datang, kepada... Ya, nak tengok. Bila dia ni dah tengok I macam ni kan, I rasa he's up to no good. Which is usually the case. So, apa tu Gorgeous? Kenapa you pakai spec kat sini? Terang sangat ke? Silau ke?
Terang.
Terang.
Terang sangat.
So, what do you want to say to anybody lah? Fans ke, KGE ke, your next opponent ke, mana-mana?
Okay lah. Sini lah. Okay lah. Untuk KGE, good luck lah untuk low bracket nanti, okay? Sebab dia macam ni lah, dia macam ni. Sebab korang pun menang 1 point tu, tapi korang macam menang M6 tu. Oh. Untuk fans Selangor Red Giant and the Ultras, thank you sebab support. Korang memang terbaik lah. And and untuk esok kita respect, memang kita akan jumpa Homeboys. So game Homeboys pun memang ramai yang tunggu rematch kita orang. So may the best team win.
Wow, gitu. All right. You guys may now go celebrate your victory. Once again, congratulations on securing the upper bracket finals. Kita akan jumpa Selangor Red Giants pada hari esok. Tapi selepas ni, kita ada satu lagi upper bracket match mana kita akan saksikan perlawanan Homeboys menentang RSGMY. Tapi sebelum tu, let's show it back to the casters to wrap up what happened in this best of 5 series. Casters, silakan.
It does always impress me how much stage presence Gojas has when you consider that he as well has only been in MPL for like 3 seasons and he's matching up to other players that we've seen dominate that stage in the past. But the Selangor Red Giants showing how it's done once again, and Innocent at the forefront of every victory.
Oh, I just thought of something, right? The one game that SRG lost, that Innocent lost, was with the hero that really made him kind of the face of SRG, was on the Roger. But nonetheless, I'm staying off the internet for a while because I think it's going to blow up after this series.
Probably.
But yeah, SRG, the entire series, well, aside from Game 3, the games that they won, Innocent only went down once, and I believe it was Game 4 on this Moscow.
Yeah, and seeing how Moscow has been really, really popular in this upcoming games as well here, we have been seeing either it's going to be Nathan or Moscow that kind of wins the game so far. But seeing how Innocent, even though he's got 1 kill here, that final catch to save the fight for the team here, like especially Cram surviving that Divergent gang, was so on point. Because think about this, right? 1, it's so difficult to hit a long-range spear. 2, to wait at the right exact moment to teleport over, jump at the exact same angle to pin 2 people. That is a very, very difficult thing to do. And for him to pull it off and get that win against KGE just pretty much shows that SRG is definitely so much more mechanically skilled compared to KGE in this fight. But still, I won't take away that KGE did not play well because both sides played out of their minds in that game.
They did.
I think this is the best version of KGE that we have seen in terms of how they draft, in terms of how they adapt. But in the long run, I think Sadafa brought up this point. What makes a team better than great is how you adapt over time. And I think SRG figured that out, right? They were like, wow, Cram is getting ganked a lot. Smooth is really making life hard. We're going to adapt. We're going to change how we approach these team fights. And at the end, they pushed on the right buttons and it forced KG into this desperation mode. And they punished them.
I feel like they started using Cram as bait. Like they realized, hey, they keep canking Cram. Let's use him. And when you look at the score as well, Cram was 3-4-3. Yeah, not the best, but considering how much pressure he was under, and you compare to Smooth, he was 0-2-2 on his 100% win rate Benedetta. Red Giants proving that as long as you have the mindset to adapt, as long as you're able to believe and have that confidence and find a way out of any situation, there is always going to be a winning path.
Yeah, at the same time, seeing how things is going here coming from KGE as well, I think Dato, he's pretty much solidified himself as a very, very strong mid laner to be actually worried about. But it comes down to execution, right? There were a lot of instances it feels a little bit disconnected from KGE where it looks so good. Like there were a couple, like, especially the final fight, right? I think we have to take a little bit of a slow pill to check at the highlights on how Peter actually approached the fight. Like Suzuki, he made a mistake. He was idling too long with Shield Unity. As soon as it got out, immediately SRG make a jump. Peter waiting for the save. Smooth tried to make a save. Dato tried to do something, but Sasa was just so far away. It feels like maybe that play from Suzujin might have just cost KGE, and it just caused a completely big ripple effect from SRG, just landslide their way through.
Yeah, I think at the same time it's also Sasa didn't really want to join the fight because he was not with the team, right? I think maybe KG, the rest of them, they felt like they could win that fight. They felt like, okay, SRG, they blew all their spells. They stopped considering external factors like Stormy showing up with an ultimate to break Vita's combo. Because if you remove Stormy from the equation, that was a super good re-engage. Then again, KGE, it's these split-second decisions that really makes SRG such a formidable team to go up against, because it really felt like you can pour your hearts out and SRG finds the way to stop you.
Like, it's just because SRG knows how to identify these windows, right? They exploit openings. And they will find openings in places where no other team would even see them. Like, you see Cram getting caught out like that. They're on the opposite side of the map. You would think they've engaged. Let's slow things down. Let's control the fight since they've already used some resources. Nope, it's just pedal to the metal. Jump on in. Get the two-man pin. Get the kills. They figure they have the damage. The moment they understand that they have any sort of lead in a game is when the Red Giants becomes a different beast entirely. And it is terrifying to have to play against.
I do appreciate the fact that even when you look back at Game 3 where SRG were so far behind KG, they still were trying to actively find a way to fight at KG or at least put up resistance, right? They're not letting KG take whatever they want. They're not letting KG run over them. In a sense, a lot of teams would have done that and it would be a steamroll, but SRG, they're just looking to fight back at every possible moment. Sure, they didn't win the game, but they sure as heck didn't make it easy for you to win.
Yeah, and also when it comes to the total healing as well, I'm surprised that SRG just had the overall better heals. But considering that now, let's talk about the Hall of Fame right now. Suzujin, sandbag, he tried his best. He took so much damage in multiple instances here. And the only time that he did the best in terms of tanking is that he has to preemptively pop his Toys Sword and tank everything that SRG has to afford. And if he misses that timing, he pretty much drops here. And it's no surprises why he's going to be the sandbag. But the carry, the wingman, and the rich guy, it's got to be none other than Innocent himself.
How can you be the wingman when you're also the goal laner?
He's stealing everything.
But
luckily, it's not the sandbag. If he's the sandbag,
well,
I live for the day that like a player just takes all four of these spots.
I think the hardest one is probably the sandbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen people get sandbag and wingman together.
Yep.
But having to combine that with rich guy and carry seems like a very unlikely
probably
task.
like an overfarm, hyperfarmed Esmeralda can do something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably. I was thinking of Hylos, but yes, Esmeralda makes a lot more sense.
Or maybe an Aldos, but Aldos will be dying so much more.
Aldos probably won't even take enough damage to be the sandbag because he just pops.
One shots, right? Yeah, fair enough. It's either like an Esmeralda or Uranus.
Probably Esmer. I think Esmer makes the most sense.
I could see maybe Fredrin doing it too if he's like really far ahead. But regardless, Innocent showing why he is the MVP of the match. And we can once again look at these highlights of game number 4 because King Empire had a very good idea. Unlock Smooth on the Benedetta, gank Cram repeatedly over and over and over. It feels bad, honestly.
Every single time, man. Like even here as well, because of that play, I think this was the start more where King Empire had a very, very good idea. And this is where Sasa as well as Suzujin got a little bit disconnected with the team. They are making a play on the other side of the map, but I feel like Sasa is trying to greed out of the fact that he's still a level ahead of Innocent, and because of that, it kind of caused the disconnect for KG. But again, if they're playing as 5, they're playing absolute very, very fine.
There's also a point that I want to bring up right now. Despite Cram being kind of the punching bag this entire game, KG just wanted to really go hard onto him. He was never really far behind Smooth, right? Like in terms of levels, he's almost the same as Smooth. Net worth, probably a bit of a difference, but even up to this point, there's not really a net worth lead for either teams.
Yeah, if you ask me personally, I feel like Smooth needed to play the map just a little bit more. I feel like King Empire may have forced him to participate in a few too many team fights, because yes, his presence is very important to split the fight in half. He does a lot of damage, but because of that, he's not actually getting a lot of farm, right? You can see that the way they play the map, they're spread up trying to look for farm, but then someone gets caught out, and then even after Vitor engages, the rest of King Empire is so far away, and they're still looking to try and connect on the fight for no reason at all, and giving up more and more advantage.
Yeah, this was the fight I was talking about as well. Like, they made a mistake, but again, the pretty much the winning moment here was this spear coming in, connecting to 4. Instantly, Sasa and
My
Peter got
God.
hit. That was done. It's like there's no way out. Nato tried to turn this fight. Stormy caught him. Game over. Double kill.
You can see how the moment Vitor runs out of cooldowns, it was already lights out, right? The rest of the team was not even in any position to help them. And even if they were, what can they realistically do, right? They just do not have the resources to deal with SRG in these extended fights. That means SRG is our first upper bracket finalist.
And for KGE as well, luckily for them, they do still have that second life. They'll be dropping down into the lower bracket where they'll be facing off against the loser of the next match. And the winner of the next match will be moving on into the upper bracket finals as well to face off against SRG for that first grand finals slot. Red Giants already expects it to be the homeboys, but we've been surprised quite a few times this playoff, so I think we gotta really keep our eyes open.
I mean, at least for SRG, they have, by the bare minimum, repeated what they achieved last season, right? Guaranteed top 3. And that itself, I think, is already pretty insane, because not much teams can have this kind of consistency. And now it's just one step closer, not just to the grand finals and to the MPL trophy, but one step towards Riyadh.
Hey, that's baby steps, right? Like, sometimes you've KPIs you gotta hit here. SRG pretty much, you know, coming back to originally where they were. Now just one more step to grand finals, and who knows, maybe a championship, right? And so far, getting number 1 in regular season, SRG is so close. Now, probably the only team that has maybe can hold the undefeated streak. And if I'm not mistaken, the only time that a team has ever done it was Todak.
Yeah, but that was in the playoffs, right? Because they did drop a game in regular season. Either way, I mean, with that behind SRG, they can definitely just focus on the future and focus on playing at the optimal potential.
And I think if you guys want to focus on playing at your optimal potential, you need the optimal tools, just like how you can dominate with spectacular gameplay via the ROG Phone 8, the king of performance, your ultimate gaming phone. We want to take the chance to give a big shout out to ROG Phone 8 for being the official gaming phone of MPL MY and for keeping our pros at the top of their game 100% of the time.
Well, of course, to see how things has been going on for all the game here, I feel like Smooth, he played out of his mind. He's got so much Smooth skills, but again, without the ROG phone, it's hard to play at that level, man. Like, there will be winners, there will be losers, but again, what's most important is the FPS, man. You gotta have the best FPS, you've got the best screen, no lag, no delays. You gotta get it.
Now I'm reminded of something. I have a small complaint, right? That is the first time in a long time we ever see Benedetta got played. Smooth didn't use the MPL skin.
You're right.
He used basic Benedetta. Come on, man.
That's such a waste too, considering how often the heroes banned out against him. But, well, we digress. Let's talk about what's going to be coming up next. Now that SRG has solidified their spot in the upper bracket finals, we're going to wait and see whether it is the Homeboys or RSGMY who will be joining them. And this is quite a rivalry, right, between these two teams. I believe they actually debuted around the same time.
Yeah, and of course, coming up next is going to be something that I think everyone knows what's going to happen here, right? Like, it is going to be the loudest, biggest, most packed crowd in this upcoming match here. It's going to be Homeboys going up against RSG, and that's something that I think I'm looking forward to as well. I know you guys are excited, but we have to take a short break now, and right after this break, we'll be back with that match. This is going to be Homeboys versus RSG.
Let's go. Present.
Look. No flicker chop back sana, you want cram?
Ya, boleh. Let's go, Sir.
Anjing.
Aman, Sir.
Nice one, son.
Aman, Sir. Aman.
Boleh. Golok.
Watch. Aman.
I got.
Nice, dude.
I cancel. Push me. Can.
I start ka na.
Baksya! Baksya! Let's go. Tekan, Dik. Tekan. Go. Hantam.
Let's go. Bobo.
Nice. balik. Boleh.
Gak ada vengeance, gak ada vengeance.
Mati dia.
Nice.
Gua tur dulu, dah. Tar selanjutnya tur. Tar selanjutnya tur tuh. Bisa tur.
Oke guys.
Gua aman.
Lo banget.
Lo semua. Lihat gua kan.
Mati.
Hijau belakang. Ini. Lihat. Kena dua. Satu doang enggak apa-apa.
Mati. Nice one, Tar.
Nih, aman.
Nice one.
Lihat gua.
Aurora di biru ya, mau stop di
Mid bisa gua ada konsil sih, mau enggak? Mau enggak?
Yuk. Gak ada orang di bawah.
Ini. Mati dia.
Nice one, Tar.
Bene sini ya. Oh, mama, outlet. Bom. Let's go. Down. Let's go. Wait, chill, have minute. Chill. Tapi dia bayar. Okay, let's go. Tawa.
Tower.